What is up, everybody? Rod J back here in the house. Thanks for swinging by to check out this video. Actually, this is going to be just a quick sharing of a replay that we did over on Daddy Porter's channel. If you haven't checked out Daddy Porter, check him out here on YouTube as well as on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram. But we did a little get together around Tröegs Mad Elf, and we cracked open a few, kind of talked about the beer among some other things. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you think, and look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Drink beer, live happily. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers, everybody.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
And Matt and Steve from Super Fun Game Review Podcast. Go!
Go! Nailed it, man.
Yeah, so welcome, guys. Welcome to Brothers in Booze, everybody. This is our Mad Elf Madness show. I like to call it Mad Elf Madness. I don't know if Greg approves of that, but I'm doing it anyhow.
Why not?
Yeah.
He's not here to stop you right now.
Yeah, so we're going to have a variety of folks on. You guys are starting us off. We'll bring in, I know GHG is going to jump in. Maybe some other folks, maybe Daniel Fisher, hopefully. He said he has his Mad Elf in his thing. Rod J Gaming Adventures is going to be with us too.
Nice.
So, man, this is going to be a good show, even if you don't like Mad Elf, motherfuckers. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Pop the cork finally, just for that. Some Triplenator. Still keeping with the Tröegs family for right now.
Yeah.
I'll pop a Mad Elf.
I'm
There we
so
go.
jealous of that Triplenator.
I'm excited. I've been holding on to this for like a month or so. Clark got this for me.
What a guy, that Clark guy.
I know. He's such a nice, and it's like the perfect fill in my Fallout custom, which it's just blending right through with everything with my background. But yeah.
Yeah. That well, so I want to hear about that before we go over to Matt's scathing review of Mad Elf.
Yeah, that's well, that's bold, which it is, I will say. So Triplenator can only be found at the Tröegs brewery itself. It is 13%, so it's one of their box, and I've been I'm always a fan of the Tröegenator, which is double bock. And cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. That's dangerous. Not too bitey. It goes down pretty smooth. You still get that bock bite, but oh yeah, that'll fuck you up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go ahead, Matt, because I'll go after you because I have a different Mad Elf. But yes.
Well, yeah. So right now, I just have the regular Mad Elf of this year. Popped it open. Super cherry filled. I think it kind of tastes a little bit more like 2 years ago than last year's, where it's kind of less cherry in the actual taste and more. It kind of has that you can kind of get to the Belgian underneath, which I kind of like. Like that's like where my tolerance is for this is like I didn't have Naked Elf, which is what I wanted to get because that's just the Belgian. That's not the cherry and honey, but there's more honey in this than there is cherry, and that I can actually appreciate. So they went with more of a Hall's honey lemon than a Hall's Cherry for the additives this year.
Go to slide in a medicinal dig.
Tis the season, man.
Although later on, I will be cracking. I did manage to, while I was also at Tröegs, get a Mad Elf Grand Cru,
Nice.
which is, I forget exactly what the deal is with this, but it's supposed to have more cherries, sugar, and honey.
So that's going to be interesting for you.
yeah, it's going to be great. Again, I just kind of did it for science. So
yeah,
of course.
All right, so you mentioned last year as being a little bit more cherry, which it was more cherry forward on the palate. I have one from 2 years ago that I had in my cellar fridge.
Oh God!
So I am a little frightened of this because I aged one before and it just tasted like Robitussin when I opened it up after a year.
Oh God!
So this is going to be interesting because adjuncts and all that stuff. So fingers crossed that it's not going to make me gag.
Yeah, well, we'll find out real quick.
I will say for all of my hate on Mad Elf, I do get on the stream on a yearly basis and drink one. It's not like I can't.
Right.
I just refuse to drink them.
It still has just like a little bit of head to it, so I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's a little more honey forward on the nose. Still got the cherry, but the cherry is not as prominent.
Like a little muted.
A little muted, but probably from the aging.
Survey says
not nearly as bad as I anticipated. Like
right.
I was expecting it to be terrible, and it's because I aged that one, and I think it was that aged one that was a little more cherry forward. But this isn't. This is it's very malty though. Like it turned very malty over the time that it was in my cellar fridge. So kind of just like a very muted Mad Elf at this point. Like okay. Clark, you might actually like it at this stage, like where it's not so like cherry in your face, but it doesn't taste medicinal, so that's a win.
There you go.
Yeah, that was my biggest. I think I went on that rant 3 years ago where I was talking about how I know the secret ingredient to this is Hall's Cherry cough drops, and yeah, it was. I did a scathing review of Mad Elf.
You scathing Mad Elf? I can't believe it.
Yeah. So that happened. This year, I don't know what it is about their Belgian, but I feel like it has a touch of like sour to it. And I don't know if that's like the honey or if that's like the pithy cherry that's kind of making it a little bit sour, but some concoction in there mixed with kind of like the tanginess of like their base Belgian kind of makes it more of like a I don't know, high ABV sour.
Yeah, I think you'll find from the Grand Cru, I thought that was a bit more geared towards the sour than it was Belgian. So I'll be interested to see. That's how I remembered. I had that two years ago, I think, when they first started making it. Maybe 3 years, whenever they first started making it. So
yeah,
we'll see how it is with that. So yeah, well,
right.
This is off to a better start. I was expecting a
great success.
Well, when you said you were gonna, mute anyone that disagreed with the love fest, that would be the Mad Elf. I was a little worried I'd be muted for the entire stream.
I wouldn't actually do that.
I know.
You really should. No.
I don't have the mute button, so.
Greg holds all the power to the man behind the scenes.
Yes. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yes. You don't see anything. So, so anyway, we're all here, and I'm thankful you guys are here. I like doing this every year. I want to get the temperature of you guys as well as like the folks who are watching and listening. I was thinking maybe we would do a thing where everybody brings their favorite Christmas ale one year and try that, and just do a change up where obviously I'm probably going to do Mad Elf because that's my favorite. But there's a lot of people that like Celebrator, and then there's what's the one that my one friend Whit really likes? I can't remember it now, but there's like Winter Warmer from Harpoon. It's like there's all different styles. So I don't know. What do you guys think of that sort of approach? Sorry, Greg, we're doing this on the fly, but yes, I want your opinion too.
I like that. There's Tired Hands makes this the Trendler, which is like Gene's dad's kind of like brand of beers, and they make an alt beer every year, like right around Black Friday and things like that. We should try one year, since we've been doing these on Black Friday. We should really try for all of us to get Bourbon County stouts and drink Bourbon County stouts one day.
That sounds good.
I have a ladder of them from 2017 on.
Oh man.
So I have 6 of them.
I wanted to go out this year and try to get one of the barley wines, but it wasn't in the cards. I was running around like a mad person this morning from like 8 until like 2, and then I just came home, took a
like
nap.
a mad elf.
Yes, like a mad elf.
Like a mad elf.
Bringing it all together.
All right, well, let's bring in some other folks here. So we'll bring in our friends Rod, which you guys are well familiar with from your podcast and the gaming stuff that we talk about on the side all the time, and our friend JHG. So let's bring those folks in. Welcome, Rod.
Guys,
what's going on? Just hanging in the back room.
He's just waiting. It's like, am I in yet?
Yeah.
There we
What's
go,
up, guys.
Yeah. What's up, JHG? Welcome.
Oh, there I am.
Nice.
This is my light.
So, do you guys have Mad Elf to share, or you had something else you want to share with us here?
It wouldn't be a Mad Elf party if you didn't bring Mad Elf, right?
That's right.
Very true.
Fair.
Yeah, I've got here. I'm going to warm up a little bit more because I just got out of cool a little bit ago. I was wrapped up in a Call of Duty match before jumping on here, so I took it out a little later than I expected. And being a fan of Belgian ales that I am, you don't want to drink them too cold. You want them to have that nice opening to them. So just giving it a few more minutes here. But yeah, I just got the regular Mad Elf, which, fact be known, I have not done a review on this ever on my channel, though I've had it numerous times. So I picked up a couple, so one I'll do a review on as well. Almost got the Grand Cru, but decided to pass on it right now. I can get it here rather easily. So now that I'm on the East Coast.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So, JG, you opened yours up?
I got mine open. Just went right down the road within the last half hour, and gave it a little bit of a chill in the freezer real quick.
Yeah. So now we need to hear what you think of it. So I can't remember if you were pro or anti Mad Elf.
We did it, 2 years ago? I don't know if I did it last year.
No. I don't think so.
I would agree. This is much lighter on the cherry this year. It definitely has more of a balanced honey cherry mix to it.
Ratio there.
Ratio there, yeah.
Yeah, a better balance.
Definitely a better balance. It doesn't kick you in the face with cherry. Which is nice.
I think it was a couple years ago, because I remember I picked up the Grand Cru one year, and I was just like, oh, it's like a special Tröegs. Why not? Mm-hmm. That was just overbearing. I'm like, oh, well, let me grab the regular Mad Elf. That should be a little bit better. And then I'm like, oh, bringing up Clark's saying, I'm like, this is like cherry Robitussin. This is a little rough. But yeah, this year's is actually pretty good. I've got that waiting in the wings after getting through the triple nady here. But yeah, at least it's a little better balanced this year than some of the previous.
Yeah, this is something where you could drink more than one in a sitting.
Right.
I mean, a good after party kind of thing. Get 2 of those going, but
yeah.
Sorry about that little snafu there, Rod. Welcome back.
What is our producer doing? Is he like multitasking? What the hell?
That's happening. Like, I don't want to look at you right now. Maybe I'll bring it back.
There we go.
Yep, the man himself.
There it is. Guest appearance. Real quick.
You know.
Oh, fuck.
He's got one job. One job.
Indeed.
So I had Rod, I don't know if you saw that I pulled up one from 2 years ago that was in my cellar fridge.
I did. You're supposed to be able to age these, so it should be decent.
Yeah, well, like I said, I had aged one that was a lot more cherry on the palate before, and that thing just tasted terrible after a year. But this was much better.
That's a hell of
Look
a
at that.
pour right there.
Yeah, that's
Still got
that's
the
good
old
color,
bartender
right?
skills.
Yeah.
Old bartender skills. Then he puts me.
Yeah. Do you think the color off puts people a bit sometimes? Because it's
It
got that
should.
red. No, but some people might look at that like, I don't know. I'm wondering if that's part of the.
It depends on the light, I think.
It's a dark amber, so I mean, it shouldn't
Yeah.
off put anybody.
I mean, it's
know,
got
gee.
some extra pop to it in Rod's screen there with his ring light
Now
in the
this is like
background.
an etched glass.
Yeah.
So you should have said the carbonation.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
see him popping through there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
key.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yep. That's nice.
Nice maltiness on the nose.
Mhm.
Nice sweet. I mean, it's using a spicy Belgian yeast, so you get all the attributes of it being a Belgian style beer.
Yeah, I agree with Tim there. That didn't age so well. So
Yeah.
Matt looking very concerned as he comes back into the fold.
All right. The concern was that comment that just popped up from Tim that was it looking muddier. It's like, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Muddier
because-
tasted.
Yeah, because I was asking that about the color because, like, I can look at mine. I see a lot of red tones to it. I don't know if you can see it on the camera here, but it's
Yeah.
very red.
That's the pop like more
It's
of
more
like
red, yeah.
yeah, you can see
Mine's
it
got
like
the
even
red
like
as well.
glistening off of your finger there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
See-
year's isn't.
Yeah, I think.
Depends on
I
the
mean-
light, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like JHG's looks a lot redder, whereas Matt's and Rod's looks a little bit more like the dark amber that it's supposed to be. So
Yeah, I think it was Steve that said it. Yeah, it really depends on the lighting you got in play
Mhm.
as well too. So
Yeah. A lot of times if you're like having it at home, you know, you pick up a 6-pack or anything, or maybe every once in a while you find a bar that actually like has it on tap. I think that kind of makes a difference. So I think I've been to one in like my life that's been, oh, we have Mad Elf on tap. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be a long night. I need to ride home.
Craft Ale House, which is like a local place around us, they used to do Grand Cru Night. Where
Oh, did they?
They would open up.
Doesn't
they would
surprise
get
me.
The big like 1.5 liter like bottles of Grand Cru, and they would open them up at the bar, and you could get pours of them.
Huh. Yeah.
Really, really wild.
I miss that place. That's such a good bar, and I hate to call it a bar because it is a craft ale house. So
Yeah.
I mean, they had like 15,
That
20
closed.
different crafts.
That got closed, right?
I don't know. I think it's like limited scheduling ever since
Mhm.
COVID came through. I know
Yeah,
they had problems. They need dishwashers and cooks because they do food too. So you know,
They had excellent food,
Yeah.
and like they would have at least 250 beers, pretty much. They would do a rotating tap of like 30 different breweries, like anything from like Firestone Walker. They were getting kegs of like Firestone Walker,
wow.
like non-rotational things that they were making. Yeah, the place was awesome. It
Yeah.
was like one of my favorite places to just go get a beer. Several times on like a Christmas Eve when I didn't have my son or something like that, I would just like go with like a few friends who like weren't doing anything on a Christmas Eve, like go out and just like have a few beers there. Good times.
yeah.
So now I had a thought and it just fucking escaped my brain. So all right, JHD, have you seen the Grand Cru around you, the Mad Elf Grand Cru? Like you and Rod are fairly close to where, as far as proximity to each other now, I think.
I have not, no.
Yeah. And Rod said you can find that pretty easily there, though.
oh yeah, it's all kinds of 4-packs of it. I just put a video up on my channel earlier today, just a little bit ago from earlier today after I got off work to go out and get some Black Friday beers, and there were 4-packs of it at the spots I was at and everything. So not too hard to get a hold of in Baltimore.
Yeah. Where do you stand?
Which makes sense since Tröegs is right there at PA.
Right.
Where do you stand, Rod, on the Bourbon County Stouts from Goose Island?
Well, I mean, I didn't get off till 12. I went 8 to 12. We do a half day for whatever reason because not one single person actually called, but we had to be there anyway. And so by the time I got out, I had one spot I was going to hit, which was our Total Wine up in Towson, because they actually got some in. And as soon as I got there, all they had was the base version. So I grabbed a bottle of that, and then hit a couple of the other spots I kind of know, and one of them had the Sir Isaac version, so I picked up the Sir Isaac variant, but I couldn't get any other ones. I was wanting to get like the biscotti and a couple of the other ones they had out there, but it is what it is. I mean, there's so many beers out there. If I don't get it, I don't ever really think twice about it as much. I like to pick them up if I can, but I did score all my Big Bad Baptists this year from Epic Brewing, which I think is a great value for what you get for them as well. So I got all 6 for this year.
Oh, wow.
To the collection as well. So
Nice.
I'm not hurting. And then I found some other things. So over in the channel, I put up the Black Hall video. If people want to check it out, see what I picked up today. Got some pretty good treats. So, it all works out. I don't even know why I keep buying beer, because I'm really don't have space for it as much now. But it's like, if you don't do it now, you don't get to do it. So you have to get them when you can. And I actually buy stuff now to actually sell her. So it's kind of like, I'm not expecting to drink. So I don't really get a lot of IPAs as much anymore, because I don't really drink them. I didn't move to the front of the fridge if I do. So I buy a lot more of the stouts, a lot more of the Belgians, a lot more of the bigger ales, so I can hold them for a bit. Found one today that was a Cabernet barreled one that was done with one of our local spots, which is pretty neat. So I'm looking forward to that. Cabernet barrel sour. So
sour.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah. You never know what you're going to find on Black Friday. People just do all kinds of crazy
Weird
stuff. So.
Here's some shit. I'm just going to throw it at you. Will you buy it? It's like, yeah, I'll do that anyway. It's like, good. I don't know what the fuck I was going to do with it.
You're going to walk into some place, it's going to be like a fried bologna beer or something.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Don't
that
tempt
doesn't even
me,
sound
Rod.
right. But you know what? I'll pick it up anyway.
I'd still buy that. Glutton for punishment. I'm like, this is going to be terrible, but just for the story, that's good enough. I don't give a shit.
Hey, I'm well known for buying beer just because the can art looks cool. So like I have just for weird. Oh, that looks great. And then you try it. I'm like, I didn't even know what kind of beer that was. Why did I buy that?
What have I done?
Yeah,
Right there with you, Doug.
What have I done?
They've done hot dog beer, so fried bologna isn't really out of the realm of things to possibly.
I've had a taco beer, a beer that tasted like tacos. It was the weirdest thing I've ever had. And it tasted like tacos, no shit. But I don't think I'd ever drink that again. So.
Well, it's not false advertising. They did what they said they would do. It just doesn't mean it's going to be good, but they did it.
Yeah.
So I just popped the Grand Cru, and there's like no nose on it whatsoever. Like, not getting anything from it. It's really kind of odd. But all right, let's
see how it tastes. Like I said, I recall it feeling. Ooh, look how red that one is.
That's really.
This is much more red.
Roll us some of that good old bean
Grand
footage.
Cru had the fancy
The bean footage.
Not a lot of carbonation on it either. I mean, I know
No.
you had a smooth pour, but still.
I'm a professional. What do you want from me?
You can call yourself that.
So
Sure.
super dark comparatively.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, this almost looks like a freaking stout, except for the bottom here, which it's not picking up in the camera too great.
You can
But
see red.
it is
A little bit of red on the
super
end.
red.
You can see the red on the edge.
Yeah. Round the outside. Round the outside.
Around the outside.
Damn it.
Okay.
Now it's going to be in my head the rest of the day.
You're welcome.
All right, man, what do you think?
So very sour.
That's how
Very
I recall
sour. So this is kind of more of that like cherry tart kind of. It has like that like tanginess that I actually like from the end of a cough drop.
Oh. 'Cause, you know,
Wait.
Yeah.
You kept shitting on Mad Elf because it tasted like cough
The
drop.
honey
You're like,
lemon.
Yeah,
No,
kinda
wait,
like
hold
the
on.
tang on the end
The
of it.
honey lemon cough drop.
Okay.
These aren't cherry cough drop bombs like 2 years ago when Mad Elf was just like, let's just add the extra 5 bags at the end. Just, grind them all up, blend them all up, just throw them in the mix.
Matt and Betty Ford going through medicine cabinets.
Clark's over here like a fucking Ricolo aficionado. He's like, the honey lavender. No, not so much.
Man, it is really tart though. It's like kind of surprising. It's off-putting because it's Mad Elf, but it's kind of surprising.
Off-putting because it's not what you expected, but you still kind of enjoy it because I know you are a fan of sour sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the intention is for this to be an actual sour, because it's still, I mean, like, they still market it the exact same way.
He's pondering.
Still made with the same yeast. I'm like comparing the bottles, like
Reading.
just like seeing like what could be the actual difference.
They're both 11%, I believe, right?
Yeah, so it seems like the additions to the Grand Cru this year are Balaton cherries, Demerara sugar, and wildflower honey, whereas there's just a bunch of different cherries on the label. It's not
Just
focus.
all the cherry. Well, it just says cherries.
Yeah, but then it's a bunch of different, like, it's like Bing, Lambert, Van, Royal Anne, Montmorency.
Well,
But then this is like very kind of like simplified, and only one of those additions there is cherries. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting, and it's definitely a lot sweeter and much more tart.
Huh,
yeah. So
as part of their description, they call it the director's cut. So basically, you got the Zack Snyder edition of that.
Does that really make it better? Because
yeah, I haven't seen a Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League. Is that worth watching or no?
It's a lot. The story's a lot better than the original when it came out. The story ties together a lot better, I thought.
Yeah. Okay. I just was curious because I don't like. I can't sit for like 3 hours and watch shit because that shit will drive me nuts because I feel like I'm not doing stuff because I'm a fidget. So like, isn't that one like 3 hours long or some shit like the Zack Snyder?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and 50-something minutes. But I mean,
is that the
DC is still chasing Marvel. It's not like you're watching a Marvel thing and you're just like Infinity War. It's like, wait a minute, it's over. Like, what happens next? Like, you got to hang on to some parts with the DC ones. I don't know why that works out that way, but they have trouble with DC making good movies. But Zach cleaned it up as best he could. I mean,
I'm working with shit. What am I going to do?
I got enough chicken. I think I can make a pot pie out of it. So.
Have some pie. What's in it? My shit. Oh.
Awesome.
I will say, if you thought Ben Affleck would be the worst part, you'd be wrong. So it wasn't Ben Affleck. Actually does a pretty good job as Batman. So.
Hey, did you guys, I recently watched the regular Batman, like it's called The Batman with Pattinson. Did you guys see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
He's like even more brooding than Christian Bale, which I didn't think was going to be more possible than that it was going to be possible. But I thought the movie itself was really good.
Yeah.
It's not like Batman, like I know Batman, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I heard
it's getting more towards the modern, like real world realism type thing, like with like the whole like Riddler's an incel gun nut kind of like, like it's just like
it took who was the director of the other three, the last three,
Chris Nolan.
Yes.
Nolan, yeah.
It took Nolan's concept of real world place and it just kind of, I don't know, it almost comic booked it in a way. Like it looked far more like a comic book in its visualization, but it acted like the Nolan movies did, where it sort of grounded itself in real world kind of motif.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, keep in mind with Pattinson's, his was more based on some of the older comics. So in the other Batmans you've always seen, it was kind of like Bruce Wayne fighting to be Batman kind of thing. And what Pattinson's character was, it was Batman fighting to really be Bruce Wayne. Huh. So it's kind of flipped. So he's not really, his real ego is Batman. His alter ego is really Bruce Wayne. So it's a little bit more dark and brooded, which I really like. So
I was a little interested to see what he would actually do with that character, because everybody just thinks of him as like the sparkly vampire. And it's hard when you get like, so like in a role where it's I think they did like 3 of those Twilight movies or something like that, and then for him to be like, I want to break away from this, I want to kind of do something else. So that's the only reason like I really wanted to give it a shot. And I heard good things, which was like, okay, well, let's see how he performs in a different kind of like drama action type thing, and what he can kind of do with it, which is like same thing with funny enough, you said Harry Potter. It's like with Daniel Radcliffe, it's like him from Harry Potter. And just last week, Clark and I watched Guns Akimbo, and just watching him in a different type of movie, it's like, this is just like fucking nuts. But at
that
the same
movie
time,
has one of the most ridiculous scenes ever. He is trying to explain to his girlfriend why he can't take his hands out of his pockets, and instead of being like, hey, they bolted guns to my hands, he's just like, yeah, see, like, just like, and she's there like, I don't want to be with you anymore, and all of a sudden he's like, guns. Oh shit. Warning, that thing makes it wild. You have to check it out. It was on what, Prime?
Yeah, it was on Amazon.
Absolutely,
Amazon
take the 2 hours to watch that movie. It's just fantastic.
It's not even 2 hours; it's 89 minutes, but it was 89 minutes of fun. And more so, I'm like, I just want to see Daniel Radcliffe do more shit. Like, I want to see the Weird Al documentary. Like, I know it's Weird Al style, but of course, why the fuck not?
Pretty good too.
Yeah. I think
Swiss Army Man is another really good Daniel Radcliffe like weird movie.
What one?
Swiss Army Man.
Now, interesting that movie, the guys that directed that are the same guys that directed Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I haven't seen that yet. I have it on Blu-ray. Like, it's sitting upstairs. It's just cutting out the time to watch it.
That movie is fucking awesome. That's one of the best movies I've seen in like 5 years. That's how good that movie is.
I've definitely heard that.
Yeah, and like, if you know folks who are have Asian heritage, it's like a really good, because it's like complete representation. Like, I did a stream with Lauren Yee and a couple of other friends, and we talked just about that movie. That's just what we talked about. And what I didn't know was that one of the people that was in the show with us was actually lived in China and emigrated here to go to school, and said that part of it is she's speaking Mandarin and Cantonese interchangeably, which is not common. No. So they were like they were representing two different parts of Chinese culture within the same movie. That's
so interesting.
Yeah, that's like some shit you wouldn't think of, So
right.
Yeah. Oh, also Robert Pattinson. If you haven't seen The Lighthouse, the movie he did with Willem Dafoe, fucking phenomenal. Like, it's so fucking nuts. It's like a horror movie, but like, he's excellent in it. It's him and Willem Dafoe in a lighthouse. That's the whole movie.
That's the whole thing. My list is like expanding. I need to write this down. Excuse me, real quick.
Yeah, that one is really super interesting. And they both play, like, Dafoe's like exceptionally crazy in that movie, but he plays crazy really well, as we know from like
little bit
Green Goblin days, that kind of shit. So yeah. Sorry, I hijacked the movie bit there.
No. We're going all over the place. No, no, that's good.
No, it's funny. I just knew Patterson.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him there.
Wow.
He looks so
scruffy old Irish seller. Let me tell you something, you little shite.
And Defoe's accent in that movie is fucking perfect. I don't know how to explain it. You hear it, you're like, yeah, that tracks. That's right.
Makes sense.
Yep. Some old fucking dude living in a lighthouse. That sounds exactly what I expected that guy to sound like. So, yeah.
New England island in the 1890s. 4 weeks on periods. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. Got to check that out.
Yeah, and it's 109 minutes, so it's not even 2 hours, but like, it's so worth it. It's trippy as hell. Like, he's excellent in it. Yeah. But it is a shame seeing him getting typecast as the sparkly vampire, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good for him for trying to break out and kind of do some different stuff, and hopefully that keeps rolling out for him, because just at least from like even what Greg was saying, I was surprised. Yes, Steve. It's like, okay, cool. It's good to know.
Well, never having seen any of the Twilight movies and that whole like vampire fandom thing, that didn't hinder my or take part in my watching the Batman. The Batman for me was watching it just solely for the story and how they were going to tell one,
Right.
given all the iterations that we've had over the last 2-3 decades.
Yeah. God, how
because
many
they keep
Batmans?
regurgitating the Batman over and over again.
Right.
They're bringing Michael Keaton back in on something.
They are.
I heard of that.
But,
Yes.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Clark just shook his head. Why did you at Michael Keaton, man?
I don't have a problem with Michael Keaton. What they need to do is figure out who's going to be fucking Batman and just roll with it. Like
It's
just,
always been George Clooney.
just
I thought it was Val Kilmer. I thought it was Val
And his
Kilmer.
Batman nipples.
all right. Yeah. So there's the thing is that I literally
Michael Keaton was always like for the first couple. I mean, it was just
he's
he's always
fantastic.
been
You want to get
He's
nuts?
fantastic.
All right, let's
Yeah.
get nuts.
He's like the Batman that that I watched, like other than the animated series, which the voice actor for that just passed away.
Yeah.
So like,
Yes.
it's
But
super
you got the
sad.
same thing with Superman too. I mean, is it going to be Henry Cavill or whatever, or
I
are
think
they going
he's
to
coming
switch out?
back.
He's coming back for something, but before him, he did it. There was somebody else doing it, and people still like to think of Christopher Reeve as being like the original and being the
Yeah.
best at it. So it's kind of like,
I don't think that revival is coming back again.
yeah.
I don't think so.
But I will say the one thing with the DC, they struggle when they try to make these character type films. I mean, I think, but when they do their original plays and they do something like the Batman, or they do something like Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, that actually works better for them, I think, than trying to come out with the comic book, because everybody's going to always relate that back to Marvel, and Marvel is so much ahead of them on what they're doing there. It's like, tell these original kind of stories this way, I think would do them better.
Well, I think they make the Marvel thing such like giant epic fucking conglomerates that I think you're right. Doing something like the Joker, which I haven't seen, but I get doing kind of do the focus.
The Joker
of,
is freaking awesome.
I think
If
that's
you like
the
the Batman,
best
you'll love
DC
the
movie
Joker.
that's been made.
The
What's that?
Joker?
Yeah, I think the Joker's the best DC movie.
Yeah, you got to see the Joker. If you haven't seen the Joker, it is solid. It is.
All right, I'll have to watch.
It keeps you in your seat. It keeps you all, and then by the time it gets to the ending, you're like, wait a second, what the fuck just happened?
My problem is the Joker to me will be Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is to me the best comic book movie I've ever seen. Like to me, I love that movie.
I like the Dark Knight series, but yeah, but it's a different type of storytelling too. It's a different type of thing.
Well, Nolan's involved in that, but Nolan tells a different story, so that's just how he rolls. So
when he did the Joker, it was more like that theatrical type play on it and everything. So,
well, there's like the many different faces of Joker in the comics, right? There's like the like absolutely maniacal, and that was like Heath Ledger. Joaquin Phoenix Joker is actually more of like the like relatable, like you understand why he went mad, and the way that the things like took part in his life like can lead to that kind of like madness and stuff. Yeah. It's like kind of how they made Joker relatable again. And I think that's like really interesting in general.
And don't forget the gangster Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was a great Joker.
Yeah, he was.
Get this already started. It's like,
Rod, I gotta ask you, how many wins you got in Warzone?
In Warzone 2 or
Warzone 2.
Actually, I haven't played Warzone 2 as much as Modern Warfare 2 because I've been getting my guns up and stuff. Mm-hmm. But on the solo, I think the highest I got is either like I can't remember because it was like a week or two ago. But I think it was like second or third or something like that. And everything. I told my buddy, I was like, "Wow, just second game in, I almost got the win on it." So,
dude, we got to squad up. I'm giving all these wins to a bunch of randoms, ending the game with like 10 kills.
Yeah,
being the last man surviving in our squad, pulling out the win. Like, man,
well, my crew I usually run with, it's like I got like, everybody's got a good thing. Like, two of the guys are always like, they're definitely infantry. They're like just wiping everybody out. It's like, hey, you want to save some kills for the rest of us, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm more like scout stuff. And then one of my buddies, his wife, is like our medic. She's always there to like to revive and stuff. So it's kind of like,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So you got to play. I got to play some DMZ. I haven't played the DMZ mode yet.
DMZ's awesome.
Yeah,
that's fun. I just played that last night or the night before, and that was fun. I don't dig the Warzone bit all that much. I don't know why. I have a problem when things are that big and there's no direction.
It's a big map for sure.
And I noticed that with video games, like role playing games. Like I'm bad at those kind because it's just too many fucking options. Just give me a lane and let me go through it. Like that's just how I like to play. But like a lot of people like that shit, and I'm just not one of them.
Yeah, you and me both, Doug. I mean, really, it's like I never really like grasped like when the first Warzone came out, and like the battle royale really isn't like my lane of like playing. But I was online with Clark and one of our other buddies the other night, like playing DMZ for the first time, and being able to go in with like a small squad, here's some objectives, and some guys on the other side of the map might be trying to do the same things, and they might fuck with you, they may not. And then it's like, all right, I got mine done. Let's try to get out of here. Oh, they're there too. Pop off a couple rounds, see if they run. If not, they didn't get the message, so time to mow them down or just get blasted in the face like I did, because my gameplay style is just like, oh, cool, you're there. I'm running full steam ahead. I'm at least going to take 2 or 3 of you out before you kill me, and then we'll just kind of go from there. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the gulag. I tell you that on Warzone too. Like the whole 2 versus 2 and
see, before it was just a 1v1, right?
You team up and take the jailer out, but then you always got one guy on one of the 4 doesn't get the memo. He's trying to okay, now we got to kill each other because this one guy's not on board with.
Keep seeing those videos online where it's just like hey, instead of us fighting each other, let's just do the smart thing. And kill the fucking juggernaut or the jailer that comes in, and then everybody just goes back and doesn't have to spend any money or die or anything else. But you're always going to have the 1 or 2 shitheads that are just like, it's like, okay, cool. Well, let's fucking kill you first, and then start throwing some Temtex at this fucker over here.
I've had 2 or 3 gulags where I have killed both of the other people before the jailer even comes out.
That can happen.
I just like rush them, throw a grenade, get real lucky, down somebody or kill somebody with the grenade, and I'm just like on their teammate. It's like pop, pop, punch, punch. They're dead. Get out of the gulag. Let's go. But
so mass that guy.
Yeah, no, I am. Like, I am totally that guy.
We're over here trying to negotiate, and Matt's over throwing grenades already.
Man. All right, let's get together and do this. Fuck this
shit. Yeah.
Brag everywhere. So, hey, so we have Matt's going to have to depart us soon, but I think we have a question of the day to start. Ooh. So I think question of the week. What are your favorite adjuncts to add to stouts? Matt, you start us off.
Oh, give me coffee all day. I mean, that's the easy one, right? Coffee. All right. So outside of coffee, I started checking these out, and I've been kind of getting into them more and more when I can find them. I don't really necessarily seek them out as much as I would like to, but like chili peppers. Added to stouts. I like a spicy stout. It's good. Yeah. Just like give me a little bit of heat. Like it's really, really good. You know, back in a couple years ago, Steve and I and a bunch of friends all went to North Carolina, and we did 100% ABV challenge in a day. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, no, please do not advocate that.
You drink 100% ABV throughout the day, starting with, however many beers it takes to get you there, right?
That's how one of our friends saw my butthole.
Yeah. I started my day with a Evil Twin 16-ounce stout, and I didn't realize it was one of the spicy Mexican variety Evil Twins. So I'm sitting there with my bowl of cereal drinking a 16% stout that's just filled with chili peppers. It was wild.
I bet your butthole thanked you later for that.
Yeah, I'd take the hour and a half nap that we all allotted ourselves if we had to tap out for a little bit in the middle of the day.
I think it was only like 15 to 30 minutes. I don't think we got an hour and a half. That seems very generous.
Yeah, well, is what it is.
And
But
again, I don't remember much of that day other than
Oh,
like
that's
the dog in the wheelchair that was running down the beach, and that was all I remember.
Or was it? Or was that?
I
Or
don't-
was
I
it
don't
what you
know.
remembered?
It may have been, and then we texted the wives and girlfriends that, oh my God, there's a dog on the beach that's in a wheelchair. He's living his life. And I'm like, did you get pictures? No, but
and
it looked cool.
And we almost needed a wheelchair for our buddy John, who stood up, then went face first backwards into his lawn chair, and it just snapped. Like, he was sitting like this, his face hit the back of it, it snapped flat, and he just had a face full of sand. And we're like, John, are you all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. I literally can't get up right now. So his wife had to come and help him. Oh, guys. Well,
Stupid shit.
thanks for having me. The Grand Cru is growing on me. I actually do kind of dig the Grand Cru. It has that sour, it has that niceness. I am sorry, my
Give it to the cat. Just give it to the cat.
meowing over and over again. Oh my God.
No.
Hmm.
No.
Okay, Matt.
So-
Well, if you have to part us, man, please do. Thank you for joining us and sharing the 2 beers you had. So thank you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Same time, same bat
Have a
channel
good
next
one,
year.
Matt.
Yes, absolutely. All right, see you guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Better
Sure.
talk, man.
See you, brother.
See, Matt?
Yeah. Cheers, Matt.
Cheers.
All right. So, but it's okay. We got somebody to replace him. It's going to be all right.
Ooh.
We do.
Ooh.
So we have our friend Daniel Fisher jump in, the guy who knows everything about everything. So yeah, baby.
Hey, there he is.
Daniel,
Cheers.
cheers, man. So you got
Yeah,
your
man.
Brunel for it there.
I got my Matt out for it, and I had to pour a bunch out for the fam while I'm here at my in-laws this weekend for Thanksgiving and whatnot. So it's a big hit. I mean, this year's I listened to what you guys said, but I have to just say, for me, this is like the smoothest of the main, the non-Grand Cru releases in the past couple of years, in my opinion. So
I think we're kind of
Yeah.
agreeing on that, right, folks?
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I
Yeah.
finally
Same
just
shit.
moved on to my mid elf, and even on, I don't know how much it comes through, but I mean, it's kind of the same where you got like
Yep.
a little bit of my background doesn't really help too much, but you can see a little bit of the redness in there. But it is like the smoothest, where it's not really like a punch you in the face cherry, but it's just kind of like
yes,
nicely blends, and as soon as it hits the back of the palate, it's like, okay, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm not offended by this.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
think, Rod? You let yours warm up a little. I said heat up, not heat up. You didn't put it
Yeah,
up
so-
like
Yeah.
How's it warmer now? I'm curious.
Yeah, so I mean, letting it sit out and warm up before cracking it open. I think for me, it's more subtle, and I got more subtlety to it. So I'm getting more of a nice, more honey forward. I'm not getting really as much of the cherry coming through. It's more of
Yeah.
the honey smoothness that's happening with it, and it gives it just a nice, smooth, sit back and relax type feel. So it's got a nice little thing to it. It's like if you take it too cold out, then you're basically getting into the flavors too quickly. You got to let it operate for a bit of time. So
Breathe.
yeah, let it
By the
breathe.
time I got to the end, it was really, really nice. So
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So you
Awesome.
get it out, you
Yeah.
pour it in the glass, you take a couple sips, you just let it go, and it just starts to get a little bit better and better each time. But it's very smooth for this year's batch,
Yeah.
for sure.
This for me, like, I mean, I don't know if anyone else out there has had Unibrew's Calcachos, but like this is like very reminiscent of that for me, because
Alright.
in there with Calcachos, basically they're like drink it however you want. You can have it chilled, you can have it on ice, you can have it warmed up. And they were like whatever you want on ice, you just do it. And we tried all like different permutations of that, and it was actually really good. So go figure, man. So,
Nice.
But I mean, this would be interesting to try as well, for that matter.
It's funny when you said on ice, Doug will get this. It made me think of Reuniti from back in the day.
Oh my god! Reunion on ice, so nice.
Nice, really nice. That's nice. Yes, yeah.
I thought you guys are too young for that, but I thought me and Doug would definitely remember that. There.
No.
it hurts
no.
me too.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But to bring it around to the question of the week,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the adjuncts added to stouts, I am a fan. Like I'll echo Clark a little bit, like saying like coffee. I think that's a good way. I do like like a good cacao, like in
Same.
it. It's like not like a chocolate stout or something, but cacao, because you have a little bit more bitterness to it. And I think that can really like bring out some good flavors in a stout. I don't necessarily have one specific, but I know it's like I very rarely have stouts because it's just so heavy, and it's like that's like I'm ending with this beer, and this is probably the last one. But if I find something that has like some that uses like cacao nibs or something else, then that's just like I'm good. Let's bring it on, please. Put it in my mouth. Oh shit!
No phrasing.
Yeah, usually I get paid for that, but shit.
Pause.
Or that takes a few more beers.
Yeah. That and a nice steak dinner. I mean, let's be fair. Come on.
So maybe you should have put a. You should have put Doug's my new background behind it. Maybe.
Oh, the Mad Dill.
Oh,
Yeah, I showed that to my wife. My wife looked at that and went, "Yeah, pretty much." I'm like, thanks. At least I got one fan. That's good.
2 fans. It's
okay, fair.
Made it, so it's like, yeah.
People were liking the photo like crazy.
Thanks to Jay for making that. So that was funny.
Yeah.
What about JHG? What do you think about the adjunct?
Yeah.
What's your jam? And then we'll get to
my go-to, and you probably already know this, is peanuts and peanut butter. I will try just about any adjunct that has peanuts in it. So here's one to go.
Nice.
Pop.
ASMR right there, man.
That's what it's all about.
That's right.
I think our guy there, JHG, is wearing a Star Trek shirt.
I am.
He is.
Don't
Can't go wrong with that.
I wore one yesterday. Actually, I had the
Nice.
one Ethan Peck wore when he was doing his interviews on Star Trek Day this year. You know, my species initiated first contact, and all I got was his lousy T-shirt.
And then you're going, oh, there it is. God damn.
There it is.
I got the wrong
way.
There you go.
There he goes.
There he is.
Hey. Served all year, baby.
That's awesome.
The Mad Dill.
Hot and fresh, like Krispy Kreme.
You know, I'm just gonna. I know it's overlapping. I don't care. I'm just gonna leave them right up there because I love that so much. Even like the
ears.
The ears. That's it. It's like it brings it all in.
Yep.
Like he may be a little yeasty, but I mean, come on, look up.
Did you catch the Mad Dilf in like episode 4 of the Rings of Power on Amazon Prime? You know.
Oh man, hey Rod, you're adjunct there. What's your flavor?
I mean, as far as adjuncts, I drink so many beers with stuff. I mean, like I like the peanut butter, I like the coffee. I've had like chicory, I've had bacon in beers, I have all kinds of things. It's for me, I would say more so than I drink a lot of big beers for people that watch the channel. People are like, "How do you drink all these ABV beers?" I drink big beers, and so I like a lot of the barrel aged stuff. So for me, I always love, and I got one earlier today, a rum barrel aged beer. Or a gin barrel aged beer. Those are two of my favorite. Rather than just whiskey. Yeah. And I've also had tequila barrel aged was actually pretty good too. So getting away from just the whiskey barrels is something I like. But of those, rum has always been like my favorite thus far. And then gin after that. So I'm more like the whole barreling type thing. But the actual adjuncts in the stuff, there's a lot of great things people are added into it. But you get me more excited about what you're actually barreling it in. Like I said earlier, one of the beers I got a sour done in the cab barrel, so I'm looking forward to trying that out and see how it goes down.
Right. Well,
what about you, Daniel?
Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah. So it's for me, like, you know, many people in the group know that I had to give up lactose, you know, earlier this year entirely. So obviously there's certain things I can't have anymore. So I can't have some of these, you know, crazy, you know, I'm throwing candy bars into the actual boil kind of stouts out there or whatnot. So for me, like, I'm going to echo what was said before, and like cacao nibs for me is like, I agree. That's for me is like, again, for me, it gives you both sides of the coin. You get in the pastry element, but you're getting the bitterness element, because especially, like, you know, if it's not if it's some people like like Stone, for example, their Russian Imperial, they hop like I think it's like 80 or 85 IBUs in that when they make it. And whereas most places only do it maybe at 60 at most. So if you're doing like 80 or 85, you might not need that bittersweet element to it. But yeah, I'm all about the cacao nibs.
Got Manny going with the cereal stout is kind of not surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with one that isn't used a lot, but when it's done right, it's fucking excellent. It's caramel. I like when you make like in a nice.
Yeah.
If you can do that well in a beer, and especially specifically stouts, because the sweetness lends itself to the stouts better. There's something really good about just a really good stout with a caramel adjunct, but it's not easy to do. I think sometimes it comes up either overly sweet or even maybe a little burnt. But if you do it right, I think it's really excellent. But it's not one that's used a lot.
That's fair. I think caramel is a travesty to humanity just in itself. It's fucking burnt sugar. That's all it is, and just put a fancy name on it. You had a guy named Jacques. Oh, I call it caramel. I fucked it up.
Why
and then all of a sudden, it's $1 billion industry. I think I had Greg yell at me like on one of the
not like
streams.
caramel.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, what's something you don't like? Caramel. He's like, the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, I just don't. I don't know. But every once in a while, it can be done right. And if it's done right, then I will concede to that. But usually, sack of garbage. But that's
what are your opinions of the bar Caramello?
I think it should be buried in a hole and shat upon. and then actually you can take Caramello and then like Rolos and put it in the bowl, and then just burn it, because that's just what it tastes like anyway. It's burnt sugar, so you shouldn't.
So you're telling me as a kid you didn't like the little caramel squares that Kraft put out?
Well, fuck no. I didn't. And it's like, oh, you like Cowtails? No, fuck that.
Cowtails are.
I'm like Joe Dirt. Like, you mean to tell me?
And you got the whole head wag going at the same time.
That's funny.
I'm gonna have a Hershey hit squad out for me soon. Fuck, they're not gonna like that. It's like, oh, we branched out from milk chocolate, motherfucker. You're killing our business. I'm like, I'm sorry, Mr. Hershey, but it's garbage.
It's like, what's next? Nougat? You don't like nougat either?
I love me some nougat. That's okay. It's all right. Some fluffy nougat. You give me a Three Musketeers over like a Snickers any day. Get out of here. I'll throw down. I'll throw down.
He's throwing down.
I'm with Steve on that one. I'm high five. That's my like when Halloween comes around, I always get the little Three Musketeers because I know nobody takes them, and then I can eat them all.
Yeah, that's for me.
That's fair.
Like that's your fault for not being so sophisticated. So you can go fuck yourself. I put that in my mouth.
But we all know we're living in a Reese's world anyway.
That's right. That's true.
No, I'll ask. Do you just is it room temperature Reese's, or do you throw that in the freezer first?
Oh, I put them in the fridge. I just put them in the fridge. I don't put them in the freezer. I usually put them in the fridge and let them go for a while.
Yes,
that's fine. Yeah.
Fridge, or if I need it right away, then I put it in the freezer for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Whenever.
You can't go wrong.
Who
with
cares?
that.
When?
All right, Shakira. God damn it.
Room temperature.
But it adds to it. It adds to it.
In a freaking beer.
It adds to it. Just like you have the right temperatures of the beer, having the temperature of the candy adds a little something to it. Just saying.
Well, JHG is just saying these cups don't lie. So
yeah.
Oh man. Nougat versus caramel. Who knew we were coming here this evening with
nougat?
I don't know.
Right?
Nougat.
Oh,
I'll see it. I'm out.
Brilliant.
Oh.
And I'm dead.
As long as it's not a Mounds, I'm on board.
Anything
now, see, here's my problem. Mounds at least has the dark chocolate with the coconut. Almond Joy, you get the almond and it's milk chocolate. Milk chocolate is far. Dark chocolate is more superior than milk. Just throwing that out there.
I would agree with that.
My now 9-year-old son, ever since he was 6 years old, he madly prefers dark to milk chocolate. Even that young. I was like shocked. I was shocked. I thought it was the place was okay.
I don't know. Cadbury milk chocolate is pretty good. That's
Two weeks in a
Cadbury
row.
though. That's coming from
Right,
Cadbury,
whole
yeah.
different level
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
of
All right,
chocolate, right?
Yeah, Cadbury's are just you were bitching about caramel being pure sugar. Cadbury eggs are just pure fucking sugar, and that shit makes my teeth hurt if I eat it.
You take
I
one
don't
bite,
know.
it's like Wilford Brimley's popping in the back of your
Yeah,
mouth.
diabetes.
But it's from England, so it has to be okay, right? So.
Right.
Yeah, because they have great teeth. Yeah.
Exactly. Case in point. Case in point.
Point taken.
You ever have a flake, the flake bar from Cadbury? Like, that is like, I mean, for milk chocolate, that is actually pretty damn good. I'll give them that.
All right.
Can't say that.
Yeah, but we need like the nine. We need like the nine.
Yeah.
Grid.
Which one do you?
Like,
Which one do you? Yeah. Which one do you shoot?
which one
in
do
the
you-
sun?
Yeah, exactly. Which one do you shoot in the sun? It's like, and
Right.
we need that now.
What is the worst candy bar for you, for each of you? The worst candy bar. What do you say? Absolutely fucking not. That shit sucks.
Oh, absolutely not. That's
Well,
And
for me,
go ahead.
For
Rod.
me, it'd be Mounds because I do not like coconut. Really, I can take
okay.
coconut in beer for whatever reason. I'm used to it in beer. I like going in for beer now when it has coconut, but in any other form, coconut is a game changer for me. And candy bars, I was never a big fan of Mounds. It was between Mounds and the old Hershey bar, but more the Mounds because of the coconut.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Mounds and almond joy too. Like I don't like.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
shit.
almond joy.
Get
too,
that,
yeah.
that chicken.
Fucking
That
love
chicken fuck up.
I love
Yeah.
coconut. I can't go wrong.
Even my co-host Greg, who's running the back show here, is like,
Yeah.
Mounds is trash.
Mounds is trash. I
Yeah,
see that.
chiming in for the back row.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, gotta know.
JC, what do you got? What's your worst one? What or is there a worst one?
I don't know. It's a worst. It's a
That's-
strong word.
It's
It
got
is-
to be
it is a
something at the
strong
bottom
word.
of the list.
Yeah.
Something has to be at the bottom.
Right. Well, so what do people feel about chunky?
I don't think I've ever had a chunky
Do they
bar.
still make chunky? It's
I have
been
no
a long
idea.
time.
I bet you if you go to Cracker Barrel, you'll find that shit there.
You find chunky all over Cracker Barrel.
All I
here
remember,
Oh, you will.
I'm here for the biscuits.
all I remember about Chunky is that Chunky didn't
Sorry,
have a
you
high.
said chunky, sir.
Yeah,
Chunky
what?
didn't have a high trade value when you went back to school after Halloween. You couldn't really get a lot for the Chunky.
Right.
I know that.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
You can exchange that for like bit of honey or some dumb shit like that.
I would, if I had to say one, it would probably be Mounds, only because I like almonds. So if I had, I would take an Almond Joy over a Mounds any day. It just depends on how many almonds are in an Almond Joy. There has to be more, like a equal balance of almonds to coconut for me to enjoy that.
I would like a hybrid baby of Mounds and Almond Joy to have the dark chocolate and the coconut along with the almond, and then they get together, and it even works like to have a baby because there's Almond Joy.
They look great to begin with, yes, especially the individual ones.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
snack genetics worked on this one. Yeah.
I will say I think probably the worst candy bar is a Take 5 because it doesn't know what the fuck it wants to be.
Like whatchamacallit was in that same
Whatchamacallit,
name.
yeah.
I was going to say, whatchamacallit?
Yeah, that's it's the same ilk. I think the fact that it's like let's just take everything. People like pretzels, people like caramel, people like chocolate. Let's mix it all together and make this fun. Fuck you. Make a decision. Don't just put it all together.
So,
I can't believe I'm getting this hype over a goddamn candy bar.
Take 5 was like an adjunct of Snickers in a way,
Kind
wasn't
of,
it?
yeah.
Right,
And then
right,
they
right.
threw. It was chocolate, caramel, pretzels,
And peanut butter.
and peanut butter. Yeah.
Yes.
So they tried taking like little bits of like here's all of our popular candy bars and let's try to make it into like one little package. And then it's like, oh well, fuck you, consumer, just put it in your mouth anyway because you're probably gonna like it, you fat American fuck. And then people are like, yo, this is pretty good.
I like Take 5 because it had peanut butter in it. So
That's
Okay.
It was my diversion from Snickers because I
So
like
Hershey's
Snickers.
had
So.
Take
Can I offer the new Butterfinger to the chopping block?
I haven't had the new
I-
Butterfinger.
The new
I haven't
Butterfinger
had
is
a-
actually really good.
I haven't had Butterfinger since Butterfinger BBs, and that's like
Wow.
when it first like launched. That was
Butterfinger
probably
The new
baby.
formula of Butterfinger is a hell of a lot better than the original. It actually is like
Yeah.
flakier, a little bit creamier. It is not.
It's
like,
creamier. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, it is not like the original flaky. Like I'm eating cardboard.
It sticks to the roof of your mouth kind of thing.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't do that anymore.
So I mean, I hear a lot of dissonance out there about the new Butterfinger versus old Butterfinger, like kind of like But I say it's even more divided, because New Coke and OG Coke, clear winner there, but here it's not as different. So
right. The winner is Pepsi.
It's kind
Oh
of
my god!
it's kind of interesting on the Take 5. The other ingredient was caramel, which we know how Steve feels about that.
Yeah.
But initially, it was brought up by Hershey's, and then it got taken over by Reese's, and it became a Reese's Take 5, and then it actually started to have more success. But in Canada, it's also known as the Max 5. It was, but now it used to be, but now it returned as of 2020 as the O. Henry Level Up. So I don't know how that ties back to the O. Henry bar from back in the day as well. So I guess they're taking from everything with it.
A lot of their stuff gets convoluted sometimes. It's like Kit Kat, because some of Kit Kat is the Mars company in the U.S. and then it's a different company for the rest of the entire world. It's like I used to work for a marketing research firm that we did candies. And this is where it came up. So they're like, oh, well, try this. This is like 13% less sugar. This is 17% less sugar. It's like, oh, wow. It's all still shit in my mouth. This is fantastic. Though I will say, at least, like, when it comes to, I will say, though, the non-US versions of these candy bars are a lot better than what the US puts out.
Well,
Well, I mean, because
US
there's
consumers
regulations
eat trash.
Yeah,
we have the artificial flavor and stuff.
You want some DDT with your Reese's peanut butter cups? Go ahead, Craig. Go ahead.
I just have to come on here and say you're a horrible human being, Steve. your candy bar takes are worse than Doug's food takes. It's horrible. You should be ashamed of your fucking self. Going after Take 5? Are you serious?
Yeah. Wait, you like that garbage?
I don't
Wait a
even.
minute. Was it Take 5 before Reese's took it over?
He doesn't know. Come on.
Well, was Steve? Was Steve? Were you hating? Well, Steve,
It's
were you hating on Take 5 before Reese's, or when it was
Yeah,
Hershey's?
Steve don't care. Steve doesn't care.
You're
right, I don't care.
It's because he got caramel in it. That's why
See?
he hates caramel.
He hates caramel. Yeah.
He hates caramel. So
Hey, you know what?
Steve is
No.
stuck in his backwards candy bar agenda, and he's just going to be there. It's fine.
You ready for me to blow your fucking mind? I love Payday.
Really?
I don't think I've
I
ever
do.
done a Payday actually.
So
Caramel
actually,
and peanuts, but straight peanuts, because the saltiness takes out the rest of the burnt sugar fucking caramel taste that they have in there.
so before Steve started spewing this nonsense, I was going to get on here and say an unpopular opinion, or I think y'all might attack me. The worst candy bar out there, really, in my opinion, is the Hershey's straight up milk chocolate bar. Hershey's chocolate is, sorry, Eastern Pennsylvania, some of the most overrated, awful chocolate fucking ever.
You're talking about just in the brown wrapper, right? Just in the brown wrapper.
I don't care if you can go to the factory and ride a nice little train around and people throw candy at you. I don't give a fuck. That candy bar is
when did you have
terrible.
your bad experience at Hershey Park, Greg? Because sounds like
I've
confession.
only had good experiences, man. I saw a hippie band out there. It was good.
Yeah.
Hershey Bears. Hershey Bears were fun to go watch.
Tröegs
But
is
you
the
like the
Hershey
Hershey's chocolate?
Yeah,
just right there,
Tröegs is right there. I don't have any ill will towards Hershey. It's just that their chocolate sucks. Sorry.
But
Their
you like the
milk
Hershey's
chocolate bar
in the
is
Yingling
garbage.
Porter.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
You like
This
it
is
in the
not
Yingling.
good.
You like it in the Yingling Porter, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Hershey Highway.
Yingling.
Don't like you don't like it in Yingling.
Sorry.
I know you do.
Yuckling. Sorry,
Garbage.
Yuckling.
All right, can I throw an old school candy bar at you? Has anybody ever had a zero bar?
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
No, I haven't had that. No.
Yeah,
I
my
was
dad.
never attracted to the zero bar.
Yeah, my dad. That's his favorite candy bar, and it's like caramel, peanuts, and an almond nougat. The nougat's actually almond, and then white chocolate. So like
Weird.
the candy
Yeah,
bar,
wow.
white.
yeah.
That was my dad's favorite. Too much peanut.
It was a white wrapper too. Wasn't it a white wrapper?
It was gray. It was gray.
Yeah,
It was
gray.
gray wrapper.
It was like
It's a running
silvery
mate.
metallic.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember it, and I
Wow.
feel like the zero logo was like mountains or something on it, where they
Yeah.
try to spruce it up. It's like, hey, I shit in a shiny package. Here you go.
While we're here, can we talk about how white chocolate's not chocolate?
It's
Mhm.
not.
Yeah,
No.
it's not.
White chocolate is a
why is it
false.
not
It's a
chocolate?
false
Cocoa,
flag
yeah.
on the American economy. And Steve Smith, 2024, ban white chocolate. It
What's
has
wrong with white chocolate?
white.
There's
white
nothing
chocolate.
wrong with it. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
he
it's not
was-
chocolate.
Why is it
He was
not
pretty
chocolate?
good. He was a pretty good player for the
Yeah.
Sacramento Kings back in the
It's-
day. White chocolate.
He played with Randy Moss in high school. He played with Randy Moss in high school. They had a hell of
That's
a
right.
team.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's fake like other white things. Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah, God damn it.
Oh, sure.
okay.
Jump.
So to
Jump,
quote
Fred. Yeah.
JHG's illustrious comment on Marjorie Taylor Greene's tweet, not all things should stay white.
That's right.
Well, the age-old question is: Twix a candy bar, or is it just a cookie in disguise?
Both.
I call it candy bar.
I would call
Like
it a
just
candy
a
bar, but
chocolate-covered
it's
cookie?
encroaching on the cookie.
It's a hybrid,
Yeah.
but it's 2022. It can be whatever it wants.
It wants to be a Kit Kat.
It wants to be whatever it wants. It
Twix-
can never be a
Twix
Kit Kat.
identifies as a candy bar.
Identifies as.
Wow.
God.
So
we just came up with new class of candy bar neutral. Go ahead.
Zero.
Right. That's okay.
yeah, there's zero.
Zero.
What about Charleston Chew, for that matter?
Oh,
A what?
That's old school right there.
Yeah.
yo.
Yeah. No, I
Hey,
remember
you want to lose a tooth while chewing on a piece of candy? Here's your candy. All that molar coming right out.
Oh, hey, little Billy, you ready to lose
Well,
a
I mean,
tooth?
between
Here's a
Charleston
Charleston
Chew-
Chew.
It's like if you're older, you're trying to reminisce, you're gonna lose that crown.
But Charleston Chew is right there with Sugar Daddy and Mary Jane as far as getting stuck.
Yes.
In
Yeah, it's just taffy. It's like, hey, I'm just gonna like eat any enamel that your teeth have left after all the cigarettes and bourbon and coal that you've ingested
Coffee,
working
yeah.
in the coal mines of
So
West
listen-
Virginia. After a hard day's work, what I want a fucking Charleston Chew.
Yeah, let's face it. Nothing tore up the roof of your mouth like an hour later.
Oh,
Even better, Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
You want to lose like lining, like skin lining in your
Skin
mouth.
lining in the mouth. Yeah.
You just go in some like old school, like original Captain Crunch. Get out of here with your
Hey.
fucking berries and more
That's right.
shit.
give me sandpaper in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why you needed
Why
the milk
not?
to make it soggy. Because without the milk, yeah, you're taking a risk.
Oh yeah, that's bad. What are you going into Captain Crunch dry? You fucking heathen. For fuck's sake. That's like, oh yeah, back door looks good.
Gave him
We'll
the
just get
Captain
on it.
Crunch.
We'll just go right in there.
Dry.
So you said zero lubrication. There you go.
Yeah, zero.
Captain Crunch trail mix would not be a good idea.
Honey, I got a
Wow.
Captain Crunch. Do you get some milk? No, let me speak.
You know somebody's done that too. You know somebody, Rod. You know somebody has done that. Captain Crunch trail
course
mix.
they
You know
have.
somebody has done that. I want to see them do the trail mix with the crunch berries in it because that would be fucked up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm actually
I think-
not mad at this idea. I'm going to be completely honest.
Like,
throw some
the,
Yeah, but
like
at the
the
same
Captain
time,
Crunch itself would be fine, but like with the crunch berries, that would.
but at the same time, your mouth might spontaneously bleed just talking about it. So
Well, to be fair, Dan, my mouth just spontaneously bleeds anyway, so at least I get some sweetness with it. So that's
that 100% fair. 100%
it's
fair.
probably heart disease. I'm
It's
gonna
a
die,
balance
but it's
thing,
good.
right?
We're all right.
Yeah, heart disease is not good. Just I'd like to speak from experience.
If there's no candy bars out there with actual ginger in it, we can't blame gingivitis in that regard. So
That's where's the button to make them disappear?
I need the hook. We need the hook.
I was looking for the drum sound. There's no drum sound.
Hey, how about where do you guys stand on saltwater taffy? Because we talked about taffy shit. And
I grew up in New Jersey. Saltwater taffy is like a staple of food for me.
Exactly. But are there flavors you would like to throw off the map? Is the question.
Pistachio, like saltwater taffy. Do you really need that?
That's fair. That's fair. I give you that.
That's kind of like coffee ice cream. Who's really buying this?
Yeah, I know.
And I love coffee, but I'm not getting coffee ice cream.
I love coffee. I love ice cream. Let's put the two together. No, just get a fucking vanilla bean.
But no, affogato over coffee ice cream.
1 out of 5 panelists like coffee ice cream.
To each their own. I won't judge. Like, Greg had to pop in and shame me for my own opinion, but if you like coffee ice cream,
have you ever watched this show? Did you see what he says to me on a weekly basis? This is how this show works,
right?
He comes in and shits on your opinion, and then I was like, "Yep."
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'll fully defend myself, and I will take my stance. If he feels that way, then he's just wrong. But that's okay. You know,
I'm just imagining
that's him. That's not me.
I'm imagining, like, in 2023, we're not gonna have top sheet or no. It's gonna be like, would you rather have a top sheet? Would you rather eat a Charleston chew? I feel like that's gonna be the question.
Oh,
and you just did that while I had a freaking one of my kids make cookies, so I'm eating a cookie to me.
Nothing wrong there.
Here's the thing. I would rather have a top sheet than a Charleston chew, for certain.
Fair.
I would rather have a lobotomy than a Charleston chew. So, I mean, that's to each their own. You know,
where's the line? Colonoscopy? Like,
sure. Go ahead. Shove stuff up my butt. Do you want to eat this, or are you ready for it? I'm like, give me the fist, Doc. I don't want to put that in my mouth, but that in my ass. Cool.
God. Bring some new meanings of Merry Fistmas if you're in Chicago.
That's why they were singing that. I got confused, but that's okay. They really wish that one hard too.
I mean, again, or if you're a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, it's the hand. It's a whole other kind of the hand. Marvel is the fist, and Ninja Turtles. Depending how you want it.
How you want it? You want the hand, or you want the fist?
You want the hand, or you want the fist?
Daniel, Jesus.
I don't know. It's which one is more loving, gentle? I mean, because
which one didn't get a beaten by their sibling or parent?
Wow,
joke's on you. Oh, what is this?
There it is.
Try frozen.
Try frozen. Oh, cool. So shit in a fucking little wrapper and then throw it in the freezer and then eat frozen shit. Great.
And that shit was
so much better.
That shit will pull out your teeth without it being frozen. Like, let's make it more so they can fuck up your teeth.
To be really fair, not a lot of stuff was going on in Charleston at the time, so this is the best that they had to offer. It's like, what can we do? We can make shit that people can chew. Great. That's a hell of a lot better than what's going on in Charleston.
Yeah, we haven't been popular since that dance back in the 20s. We need to do something.
Right? Yeah. Ever since the flappers came along, we needed something to get back on the map.
Or maybe they're trying to make everyone into gum flappers because they're not having teeth anymore.
Hey, I heard Rod opening something. I want to know what he's drinking.
That's what I was about to ask. Yeah,
I heard that. I was like, let's see what he's drinking. Come on,
yeah,
time for Rod J review live.
What I cracked open was the Kaiser.
The Kaiser.
Oh.
8% ABV Imperial Oktoberfest.
And Imperial.
You don't see those
very
every day.
nice.
No, you do not.
8% from Avery Brewing out in Colorado. So here's a little artwork there we got in the back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Avery makes good stuff.
That's
Yeah.
Wilhelm II looks like it there.
There's a look in the glass. Oh yeah.
Look, very nice, dude.
Nice color, nice little
Beautiful.
carbonation. And that's what I am drinking right now.
Sweet.
Nice, sweet, malty, and a bigger Oktoberfest. So, not used to seeing them. That's the first time I think I've seen an Imperial Oktoberfest. I'll have the review coming out in the channel here shortly, but first time I've seen something of that. You don't usually get them that high. So,
I've seen the Kaiser before. I just didn't realize it was that style. Like I just had, wow. Yeah, that's cool.
And Avery always pushes the bounds. It's kind of like
They do.
doing some of theirs, and it's like, oh, 17.8, no problem. It's not
Well,
bad.
you were talking about barrel use before. They're very diverse in their barrel selection for sure. They do rum, they do tequila, they do gin, they do it all. So
yeah.
Was it Tequila Service? I think that's one of their tequila barrel aged stouts.
Yeah.
That's like on the gold label. That's excellent. So, but that's your beer. That beer is your beer for the night.
It's a 15% beer right there. Yeah.
You're like, that's your beer for the evening, folks. You're not
That's it.
having anything else if you want to be able to walk. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I see that as a challenge.
Right? Zero.
There's zero bars. There you go.
Yeah,
They
there
have
it is. Yeah.
kosher zero. What the?
Why does the zero candy bar look like what we now consider to be like freaking breakfast bars?
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
I need to get my protein in for the day, so I get this white chocolate nougat crunchy thing that's like 19 grams of protein, but it tastes like dog ass.
It's like one of the
I get my gains.
protein plus bars.
Get
It
my
tastes-
gains, bro.
It tastes like the leaves I have on my hike.
I did find it funny
And
that
now,
he had to
Payday.
accept all cookies just to be able to look at this.
I don't know
shit.
why I've never done payday. I like peanuts, I like caramel, but I never did a payday. I didn't do a Milky Way until a few years back.
So I'm curious. Do they actually have supervision for the kosher zero now, or is it just they said, okay, if you change this one ingredient, we'll make it kosher? I'm curious
Well,
about that now.
It may be. Well, it has to be blessed to be kosher.
Right.
So
It
may be like
More
the
options and
milk.
designations. So what's going on there?
So were they not
Yeah.
kosher before?
No, I think
because
it's-
it wasn't supervised.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They just picked up a guy in the field named Ted to come in. It's like, hey Ted, this look good. That looks kosher to
Looks
me.
very
I
good.
do, but not gonna go in zero bar, and you can go ahead and sell it to whoever you want. And it's like, okay, cool. We'll put $1 markup on it because
They brought in a guy. They brought a guy named Ravi, but they thought he said Rabbi.
Yeah.
No, my name's just Rob. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's Rob.
Hey,
Rod
Well,
Titers.
let me crack one open too, though. I'm going to crack one that Dan suggested
Oh,
from Birdsong Brewery.
oh,
He suggested
nice.
Birdsong when I was in Charlotte.
I know. I do love Birdsong. Yeah,
Yeah, so this is a Rewind Lager. That's a really cool
Nice.
label, by the way.
I know
Yeah.
that was getting.
Oh,
this
that's-
out
I
this
like
far,
that
man. That's
label.
awesome.
It's a good like 70s retro look to the
Dude, that
I would
can.
buy it just based off of the can art on there.
Give a Gen
Who
Z
here-
a cassette tape and a pencil. Let them try to figure that out.
I was going to say,
They're
who
gonna be
has
confused.
ever not
Yeah,
done that
Yeah.
in this room? I'm betting there's one person who has not done this in this room.
I have. Thank
Oh!
you. Yeah,
All right.
I'm not.
It's
I'm
It's a
35,
very-
man. I grew up on cassette tapes. I'm not as
All right.
Sam,
old
All
as
right.
I.
okay, all right.
That I don't know how that works out. My
You're not
wife
a
calls
C-
me
you're not a
grandpa
CD
all the
baby?
time. You ever see a Walkman in the night? I'm like, what?
what?
This is a very, very, very light lager, like looking at it.
yeah.
Like it's-
Yeah.
That's a
yeah,
fluffy
so-
head, though, man.
Yeah,
looks
and-
Yeah,
crisp.
it is really light.
yeah, but I always tend to do an aggressive pour, but it says inspired by Czech Pilsners and laid back
Nice.
afternoons. So it's more,
Mm.
That's my jam.
although it's a lager, it's definitely more in the Czech Pilsner like profiles. You look
yes,
at it.
seriously.
Yeah.
Color,
It is-
etc. Yeah.
It's crisp and smooth. Like I think it's like 4% alcohol, just a
Nice.
really smooth little drinking beer.
Looks refreshing.
Drink that by the liter in the courtyard, so to speak.
Yeah, and it's just something where I had a flight when I was there, and that was my favorite out of all of them. And I had that, I had an IPA, and I had a stout, and I can't remember what the other one I had, but like I tried to when I get flights, I want to get a variety of their stuff so I can try the different styles. This was like hands down the best, and your other beers were really good. This was just outstanding. It was so good that I bought a fucking 4-pack to bring home. So, cheers.
Yeah, man. Cheers to that.
Cheers right back at you, my friend.
It's a bit of an ABV downgrade from the other things I was drinking tonight because
you can start tall and start working your way down. You don't need 11 sounds good. Let's go to 14.
So that's
that's Rod.
That's just
Sorry,
that Rod and
leveling up.
Yeah,
I like.
Other than Mad Elf, the only thing else in the fridge right now is Celebration, and I have 2 Oxbow bottles from Maine, so in the fridge right now. So those are my options at this point. So
what was the one from Maine again?
2 from Oxbow. I have a Saison Rosé and also one other one. I can't remember. It was with peaches in it. So probably open those up tomorrow during the day. It's a day drinking weekend for me.
There you go.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that.
But you can always make a beer run where you're at too, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to observe, respect the neighbors here who are all Shomer Shabbos and not trying, speed off in a car in the middle of a Shabbos, so to speak.
What the hell is that?
I'm like John Goodman. Show more fucking Shabbos, bitches.
Does this mean Daniel doesn't get to order a burger in the middle of the show like he does sometimes?
Yeah, I know. No, because I can't do it anymore because I'm in Long Island, not in the city, where I order my burger now. So I just have to raid the fridge or whatever is left there. So
I just
like corned beef. I'll have that.
Yeah, we were sitting there and it'd be like Daniel's like, man, I'm hungry. I'm gonna order food. And we're like, God damn it.
Who's there? 11:30 at night. Yeah, it's New York. What's what?
Domino's?
It's
Bodega
Burger. It's a Bodega Burger every time. Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't order like Domino's. He orders like really fucking cool fucking food at like.
No, I get a Bodega Burger. I can't get cheeseburger anymore. So I get the Bodega Burger, but with chipotle mayo, pickles, and like avocado on it. So.
So you're bougie.
Sounds awesome.
The avocado makes them bougie.
Yes.
It's a superfood,
because Doug would say the avocados are not necessary.
I was thinking more the chipotle.
I would very much.
Yeah, the avocado too.
I
mean, that's venturing out a little bit. I mean,
either.
Hellman's is not good enough for this man. He wants the chipotle mayo. Get it for him.
Absolutely.
You can make your own chipotle mayo with Hellman's, and you get the best of both worlds.
True.
I mean, I
like
keep hearing about my
mayo,
buddy
though.
who's living like in Tennessee, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's Duke's mayo all the way. I'm like, don't forget where you came from, motherfucker.
Everyone loves
you were from Pennsylvania. You knew Hellman's for the past like 25 years of your life. Don't think just because you moved to Tennessee and Kentucky for a little bit, oh, it's Duke's mayo. Fuck you, fake bitch.
There it is.
I swear to you, I was in North Carolina last week or earlier this week, and I was like, I have to pick up this fucking Duke's mayo that all these Southerners rave about. Like, it's fucking mayonnaise. Like,
yeah,
but how different can it be? What are they doing? Is they giving you a blowjob while you're eating? Like what is it?
Oh, do you have that? Give me that number.
Is that an option?
Yeah.
I don't think so. It doesn't say it on the label. It just
with every jar of mayo, it will suck your dick. What? Holy shit!
That's the extra creamy.
And if it isn't enough, it will be.
Oh my god.
I fucking love you, Rod.
I can't wait to the next newscast.
So by then the new slogan would be "Put up your Dukes," right?
Duke's dick. Apparently, it's all the same.
It does say smooth and creamy on the label. So,
Case in point.
Of course, yeah. Well, it's not false advertising, I'll tell you that.
That's right. That's
That jar of mayo will suck your dick. Full
Could be a hell of a
motion.
motto.
God.
Sales are up. Sales are up.
Sales are up.
Not
Profit
just the-
margins are through the roof.
It's not just the sales.
It's a guarantee.
Oh.
Next weekend, we're going to be launching this new supermarket that was just erected. You know, the Dukes.
Congratulations, me too. Tonight.
Oh. Oh yeah. I've never tried Duke's mayo though. I've seen it here, but I never tried it.
Yeah,
I haven't. I actually haven't even opened it yet. My family is more of the Kewpie mayo. They're more of like that's what they prefer. But you know, we like if I'm gonna use mayo for like where I'm cooking or making a recipe or some shit like then I'm gonna use like I think we use like I don't remember which brand, but it's always the one with the olive oil in it because that's like for some reason adds a nice
heart healthy. Yeah,
Heart healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually more of a Miracle Whip kind of guy though.
that's what I was asking.
Whoa. Wait, what?
I'm more of a Miracle Whip kind of guy.
What?
Miracle Whip tastes better than mayo. Not that either are going to knock off.
Oh, okay. That is a food opinion that is probably the worst food opinion we've had.
It's got more flavor to it.
And we have people who come on our show who said they hate gravy, and if you hate gravy, how do you hate gravy? Like,
what about a dollop of Daisy?
Some sour
Daisy
cream
sour
goes
cream?
a long way.
Daisy sour cream.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, like if you're making some muffins, like some sour cream in there, like really gives like some fluffiness. So hey,
Yeah.
dollop of Daisy goes a long way. But
Yeah.
fucking Rod, Miracle Whip. I will look right in the Miracle Whip.
That's what he is. Dude, he's like,
Miracle Whip.
I'll be honest.
flavor.
I love
I
to
think it's
until
got better
this point.
flavor.
I don't know how. I don't know what to feel anymore. Rod telling me like above all other mayo, it's Miracle Whip. I'm
Yeah.
I'm not. And you know what? I'm not mad. I'm just
disappointed. Who knew tonight was going to turn into like a food shaming show the entire time?
Yeah, exactly.
Greg did. He knew what he was doing with the candy bar shit.
I'm waiting for Zach to come out of nowhere to say like we're all wrong. We have to have this one like niche mayo out of California at this point. So
you need to have like Sir Kensington's mayonnaise that's made with avocado oil, which I've tried. It's not that great. Just saying.
Okay.
And then Zach would tell us what arcade music album we should be listening to.
Well, there actually is an artist in Japan that I believe their name Sister Mayo, and she did a bunch of the music for Jungo wa Itsumo Hari no Chigu anime back in the day, and so there is a Sister Mayo that exists in the singing ether out there. So
Sister Mayo.
So, all right. Well, I think we have another question. Greg,
catch up.
here we go.
Greg's ready to drop another freaking question on us. So, yeah, give it to us. Oh no!
Pick one to invite to Thanksgiving.
I picked Taylor Swift.
Oh, he's Swifty.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
All right. That's actually a hard one.
This is hard. I agree.
It is hard.
For Thanksgiving.
That's what she said.
I'm picking the pickles.
Yeah,
I'm picking the pickles.
that's what Duke said.
I got my answer. It's
I'm picking the Jets since they're from the future. I'm going to find out who won all the damn games. I'm going to put some bets down.
Okay, Biff. Okay, Biff. Cannon.
Biff.
We all seen Hot Tub Time Machine. I'm going to go back and make all.
Why
these
don't you
bets.
get like a tree and get out of here?
and tree yourself.
Tree.
I'm definitely going the Belchers because Bob Belcher loves his food and Thanksgiving is his favorite holiday.
True.
There is I think like a year or two ago they had a special where they were doing a Thanksgiving special and he made up all these like really fancy Thanksgiving dishes and he just loves food so much that I appreciate that. Not to mention that's also probably my favorite animated series out of like everything that's here.
Everything's here. Okay.
Oh, geez, Rick.
Oh, jeez, I don't know. What about the turkey? Shut the fuck up, Morty. Put the turkey in your ass, and then it's gonna produce another turkey and a Cornish game
Funny
hen.
little
Yeah.
fact.
Yes.
All
Funny
right,
little factoid about the Flintstones. They actually were a prime time show.
Yep.
And it was based off the
Oh,
Honeymooners.
true.
That's a good point.
It
All right,
actually
what,
wasn't
all right.
designed to be for-
Which ones do you not want to be there? Because there'll be fucking MAGA people that you're gonna have to fucking fist fight at your Thanksgiving.
Well, no, see, we can turn that around and still make it fun. If you want to be with the Marshes, I mean, that was pretty good. If you want to be white,
are we pre or post Tegrity is the question for the Marshes.
Pre-take.
Could the Smiths though be? You know, Stan would be.
Yeah, the Hills definitely are.
I was going to
all
say
in
the
that
Hills has
fucking-
got to be.
Yeah, that's gonna be the one that's.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what.
Dang it, Bobby.
Well, if it was
Bobby?
cocaine
I don't know,
accessories,
Lance-
maybe I don't know.
Lance putting out before she's married, so I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Hey, but for fun, you could have the Griffins because you'd have a talking dog and a talking baby. That would be
Absolutely.
fun.
yeah, but you're the Flintstones. You could ride a dinosaur.
That's fair.
That's true.
Got some
Hey,
brontosaurus ribs going along with it too.
Yeah, now wait, they eat brontosaurus ribs, and then isn't that a fucking brontosaurus? Isn't dinosaurus?
He's a hybrid. Again, it's a very progressive family. So why not eat the things that you're raising at the same point?
Sure.
Yeah.
As long as you
Friends,
wouldn't
not
kill them
food.
yourself.
They're on farms nowadays, right? You raise them to eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't know.
They don't
That's-
name
that's
their
right.
pet. They don't name them because they don't want to get attached to them. Supposedly.
Yeah.
in case in case shit goes down, they might have to eat them.
Yeah.
I name them. I'd be like pork chop, bacon, ham. I would name them.
Dinner.
So
Tomorrow's dinner.
if you want to hear something really kind of weird, my wife certifies organic farms for like that's her job, and she goes to farms and they name their animals sometimes like that, like spare rib and shit like that.
At least they're honest about it.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, yeah.
Like, anybody seen pork belly running around?
Yeah.
Which, if you ever get a chance to have a pork belly taco, take it.
Pork
just telling
belly,
you, take it.
anything. Oh, pork belly is just like God's gift. If not pork belly, then like duck. Just not like duck breast and fancy restaurant.
No,
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
like
slow.
yet if you go down like at least once a year, try to make it down to Reading Terminal Market down in Philadelphia.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
there's a Sea King, Peking duck, and just like fucking roasted duck up, and he just.
Although I have to say I just did I got a gift card for my birthday to Goldbelly, and I did the lamb barbacoa from South Philly out there, and that was bomb.
Yeah,
that was bomb. With the consomme and everything, you dip it in. Oh, shoot, that was bomb.
Yeah. I will say also the Reading Terminal Market famous for that one sandwich where it's like the broccoli rabe and the from Denix or something like that. It's called. But they have, like,
I
the
don't know
broccoli
what
rabe.
you're talking about.
Is it pork or chicken that's in the sandwich? But I
Pork,
had that,
probably.
and that was fucking
Yeah.
awesome. The broccoli rabe with that bitter broccoli rabe and so good.
Oh yeah, and I mean the market's always changing. I think the last time I was down there, they had this like amazing fucking soul food restaurant where it's just like fried chicken, like old school mac and cheese, fried okra, and it's just like I need this and everything in my mouth, like creamy collard greens.
You've been putting a lot of stuff in your mouth tonight, Steve.
I do.
Amazing.
I do. I know what I'm about, son. I'm comfortable with my eating preferences and my sexuality, so let's do it. Why not?
Done.
That's what I say too.
It's all about pleasure. All about
That's
pleasure.
right.
Goddamn
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
Man.
This went down a crazy fucking road tonight, boys.
It did.
Yeah. This has gone all over in a good way. Like
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
like we went with the premise of we're going to talk about Mad Elf, and we did, but that was not like where we went. And I just love that. Like we
Has
could
anybody
just
had a
go
Mad
all over.
Elf while watching
It's-
Elf?
It's organic.
Oh,
Ooh.
I know.
I mean, it is-
Elfception over
It is
here.
Christmas
Okay.
season. Just saying.
Okay, now you've just
Have
set
it.
you set a goal for me, Rod. Thank you.
Or
I have
you
something
watch
to
you watch
check
Elf, and then you watch Spirited right afterwards, and then you just have it. You know.
Oh, there you
The
go.
Will Ferrell
Okay.
continuum there.
Yeah.
This weekend.
All right.
If you could watch a Mad World and then Elf, and then
That'd be
have
amazing.
Mad Elf while you're doing it.
There you go.
See, we're
That's
You
a-
would go-
that's a-
you would go do a lot of Mad Elf though. You might,
then-
you might,
and
you might
then-
not remember.
Yeah, that'd be
And-
a lot of shit.
And then watch Brazil before their next match in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so let's transition into something different. How about let's do some what are we watching?
Wow, that was some fancy graphics. Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
upgraded.
I'd never
Those-
seen that before.
fast.
Did we just get picked up by Paramount Plus? What's going on
Yeah,
here?
yeah. Greg got that shit down, man.
He does.
So, all right. Well, if you want, I'll start. So I started watching something on Amazon Prime called The Devil's Hour, which not started. I finished it. It's 6 episodes.
That's Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Oh,
One
damn,
of the
man.
Doctor Who's, and he is
Oh.
excellent in it. It is like time travel, fucking weirdness, like just
Oh.
Hmm.
it's so good. And it's only 6 episodes. So
Oh damn,
I-
that's a short watch.
I will.
That
I
sounds
will,
awesome.
I will say you there is a kid that is in this show that is one of the best child actors I've ever seen. I'm not gonna spoil how he acts it, but it just you look at him and go, how the fuck is that kid doing that at that age? Like he might be 7 or 8, but he's doing
Doug,
shit that like
you-
adult
you're-
actors are really
Better
yeah.
than
So
Haley
comparing that to comparing that to the kid in like Dark City, for example.
I haven't seen Dark City in a long time, and I can't remember that well.
Well, no, but like, the kid was like he was dragging the knife along the wall. Like it scared the hell out of me, man.
Yeah, that was. Oh, yeah, that guy was really scary. This is scary in a completely different way. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like you watch that kid and you're like, my wife and I were both like, holy shit, that kid might have been the best performance in that show, and that's saying
Yeah.
something because Capaldi's part
That's
of
a
it.
lot.
Yeah.
And Capaldi's
dude, yeah.
fucking excellent. But it's literally only 6 episodes. It's one of the things that I watched when I wasn't on last week because I was traveling. But yeah, I could not recommend this enough. Each episode's an hour long, so it's 6 hours. I mean, people
Done.
binge watch fucking 12 episode shows
Right.
a day. So, but this
Mhm.
is so worth your time.
Nice.
Who's up next?
I've been
Take that
my wife and I have been watching the new well, not new, but the Dahmer series on Netflix. I'll just try to like push that around a little bit up here. Dahmer series. I'll just keep moving it because why not? It's very well done. I will say the actor, like, he fucking nails it. It's I wish I knew his name, but he was in a lot of the American Horror Story seasons, and I actually personally just started watching like Confessions of a Killer, the Dahmer series. Yep, exactly. And hearing like the actual confession tapes of Dahmer and seeing how Evan Peters, that's his name.
Dude, aka OG Quicksilver.
Right. And so the way he portrays Dahmer, and like he gets down like the nuances in his language, in his like language pattern, is actually like really makes it more real. I mean, a lot of it is kicked up for viewing for Netflix. I mean, Niecy Nash was not his immediate like neighbor like the neighbor who called him out was like another building down the road, but still it's actually a very enthralling, and you almost like you really get like caught up in the story of Dahmer himself. I mean, you know, it's fucking gruesome, so it's not for the lighthearted, but you know, this is the kind of stuff that my wife and I are just like, okay, it's true, it's based around a true story, so give it a watch. And then if you want to continue it, if you're that macabre, then Confessions of a Killer Jeffrey Dahmer is you know, you hear the actual audio tapes of his interviews. It's fucking chilling but interesting at the same time.
Oh sure.
Yeah, the guy was also Quicksilver in X-Men.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he does a great job. I always enjoy anything that he acts in. So it doesn't matter the topic. I would like to give it a shot because I just enjoy the performances that he does, and you know, he nails a creepy Milwaukee, Wisconsin type of guy.
Neighbor to Greg.
He's a neighbor Greg, yeah.
Probably.
Doug, I think you meant Ralph Boner, I think is what you meant to say.
Yes. Nailed it.
Oh, so how about you, Rod, or JHD, or Dan? What do you want to do? What are you watching?
So something that I just watched recently, it's a mini series called Pepsi, Where's My Jet?
Oh, I want to see this so bad.
This is on my list here.
Yeah, so basically Pepsi ran a campaign back in the late 90s where they were trying to get people to buy Pepsi. And to do that, they ran this campaign where you get Pepsi points. And they ran an ad that at the end of the ad, a kid comes to school in a Harrier jet. And at the end of the ad, it says you can get a Harrier jet for 7 million points.
Yeah.
So this miniseries is about one kid. I say kid, he's like 20 years old. This guy who tries to get the Harrier jet from Pepsi, and it's only 4 parts, and it's all the people that who helped him try to get this jet, including a fairly well-known lawyer. He pops up towards the end of this thing. It's like, holy shit, this guy was involved in this. But it's a really well-produced little docu-series about some guy who tries to take advantage of the system because Pepsi dropped the ball. And I mean, it's very entertaining. We were talking about Pepsi earlier. Pepsi is like the underdog of the world when it comes to soda. So I couldn't help but think of this when we were talking about it earlier. But
as long as they don't bring that clear shit back.
Pepsi Crystal, yeah.
Oh, I like the image that Greg pulled up. It had the Pepsi logo on the sun, which was pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's a part in this series where they talk about how they try to get, like, the lawyer that's involved at one point tries to go on the offensive and uses the Pepsi logo in a very interesting way to try and get back at Pepsi because of Pepsi's record of trying to run. They've run other contests in the past which have had a very detrimental circumstances. And I mean, this whole jet thing is like a drop in the bucket in comparison to one of the other things that's as part of this series. But each of the parts is no more than like 45 minutes to an hour long. So it doesn't take long to get through them if you have like an afternoon on a Saturday to watch it. But it's very well produced. The way that they've sort of sort of told the story about the people involved and the basic premise of it.
Rod, Dan,
Nice.
either of you?
Well, I'll go, I guess. So now that I have time to kind of open up since I finished The Walking Dead.
There you go.
They finished Westworld for me.
Fair.
So,
Fair.
The show that I'm in, I mean, I watch Yellowstone, but the show I'm most anticipating coming back is on AMC, and it's the Gangs of London. So I think that starts back this week. And that's been a fantastic show with a great cast. Maybe it's the Jersey in me, but whenever you got Bob Life type stuff, I'm on board. And the fact that it's done, and the fact that it's done over in England, I love English writing and show series that they kind of do. I was a big fan of Peaky Blinders. So I always watched Peaky Blinders when they came on. And so one of the guys that was Tommy on Peaky Blinders, not Tommy, Tommy's brother, I think it was Jonathan. He actually is one of the lead people on the Gangs of London. And it's basically families that are operating together, but you have a little bit of a financial type culture with it as well, a little bit of a seediness where they're tied into how the market does there, but they're also got the underpinnings of them being a part of a mob and basically a paranoia that creeps in for who's running it and if people are out to get them. The one guy that used to be on Star Trek Deep Space Nine, that was the engineer with the frizzy hair.
Cole Meany.
Yeah, he was like one of the lead people when it first started the season.
Nice.
Flashback to
right.
him on doing different stuff.
All right, you got my attention.
And hot air shithead.
Yeah, and and so it all comes together nicely on this show. Like this whole and like Greg showing there, the matriarch, she's trying to hold the family together. There's all these different conflicts that are taking place, and you got like undercover type stuff. It's just a lot of stuff happening where you get these different layers.
Is that Caitlin Stark?
Is that who that is? I don't know what her name.
No. That's who played Caitlin Stark.
Catelyn.
Oh,
that's
shit,
her.
That is her.
That's her.
Oh my god! Because I didn't recognize her because she's like full on, Raven here.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
Well, she's still alive, right there. So that's a big difference.
And like the guy that he's showing there now, he's kind of like trying to get in, but it's like there's some different stuff happening with him and stuff. So he has to like it's really got a lot of intrigue to it. So
is it modern day London? Is that it's
modern day? Yeah. So if you
not Lady Stoneheart, just to be clear.
But if you kind of like that kind of type intrigue, I mean, I can't wait for it to start back up here. I think it's this Sunday when season 2 starts, but you can go back and see season 1 as well if you haven't seen it. And good writing, like I said, it pulls you right in on some of the stuff that takes place there. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah, man.
All right, Dan, your turn, man. You're the guy who you pitch shows all the time.
I know, So upcoming. So we just dropped episode the pitch for Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix.
God damn it! Stop that, Steve.
No, not.
So we just did that, but the show after that, which I'm watching through right now, is the first couple episodes of Mythic Quest on Apple TV. So again, from the creators of Always Sunny, obviously. So if you like Always Sunny and you want something with a little bit more of a nerdy twist to it, this is probably going to be your jam. But yeah, so we did the pitch the other week, and we're doing the feedback next week on that. So I'm going through that right now as we stand, and then there's a bunch of other stuff I'm juggling right now that I have to kind of work through. The Weird Al flick from Daniel Radcliffe and whatnot, amongst others and whatnot. I still have yet to start the current set of episodes from Star Trek Prodigy. They just dropped the day after my birthday in October. So I still have to go back. I still have to go back and hit that up too. So we'll see what I can juggle this weekend.
Oh, it's a guy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a guy from Rob Sunny as well.
Yeah,
McElhenney, exactly. Yeah, dude. I mean, it always shocks me because again, you see him bare chested in the first episode there, man, and dude, the guy is like I have the same reaction to him being as jacked as he was with Kumail Nanjiani. Same reaction, man. I'm like, dude, the guy is like jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he did also say, like, even when he was doing Always Sunny, it's like all you need to do is like eat this amount, exercise this amount, and have nothing else to do for the rest of your life other than just doing this. It's unattainable if you're not being
you have to have
like,
time to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
If someone paid me $50,000 a year to get 6-pack abs, sure. Yeah. Okay. I could give you 3. But
Chris Evans and they're able to get jacked because they get paid for it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's like when they did 300. I mean, the workout routine they had.
Right.
You could do it if you had the time for it. I mean, that was not CGI. They actually did the workouts and stuff.
Yeah. It's just a stupid amount of time that you have to be able to dedicate to that.
So we did. So the previous episode that Greg has on the screen right now was from Next. You may be familiar with a certain actor from Mad Men, and he went on and did this one series that released in 2020, which is an AI kick. So I feel like I wanted to pitch this there, basically. So if you have a bank and you want to spend money on Amazon Prime, you can go watch the first 2 episodes of Next for that and whatnot. But again, that's again,
Sci-Fi Prime, huh?
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
no,
it's Amazon Prime only. It used to be on Hulu and Fox, but they've like knocked it out, and apparently no one has bought it for recirculation because it's that amazing, apparently. But again, I contend it's not irredeemable. I think there are good points to it. I just I think that there's a lot that could have been done better, directing wise, etc., and writing wise.
Yeah, what do you expect from Tony Stark's dad? So
fair.
I expect a lot. God, intelligent.
Dan, you brought up Apple Plus. The other thing that came to mind that I've been watching is For All Mankind.
Ooh, yeah. That's also on my list.
Yeah, it's an alternate history of the space race.
Oh,
so the premise is based on the Russians got to the moon first, and so after that, what happens? And so it's kind of like an acceleration of women's rights and minority rights and things of that nature, all wrapped up in this space race and trying to get to the moon and then eventually trying to get to Mars. And it's actually a really interesting series because it's like, so there's the Russians trying to get there, there's the NASA trying to get there, there's private industry trying to get there, and all wrapped up in this little bundle of history that we've experienced kind of intermingled in there. They try and set the tone at the beginning of each season with major events that we know intertwined with the events of this show. It's really fascinating how they do it. There's a lot of, it's like if women and minorities were actually able to make progress, this is what it might look like. So it's a really fascinating series, and it's produced by there are several producers from Star Trek that are part of it. They're art advisors from Star Trek and things like that are part of this series. So there's that steeped in reality, steeped in science, and a little bit of fantasy on top of it.
Neat. Like a revisionist history type of story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, that's even just like I'm just sitting here like enamored by the trailer. It's like,
that's all up in my alley right there. Yeah.
I always love the revisionist history a little bit. It's like, well, what if it did happen like this? It's like, well, at least
this is one vision of that possibility.
So my question is, like, what if we did not have Charleston Chew.
Exactly.
What I think is that the world would. I believe that the world would be a better place. We would have already colonized Mars by this point if it wasn't not for Charleston Chew.
Mankind's soul was dredged down because his mouth was stuck because of Charleston Chew. That's why we've not reached the stars yet. 100%.
I think that was the candy that Elon Musk had in South Africa as a child when his parents were sucking money out of the fucking mouth.
I'm gonna make Twitter too.
That fucker.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a blue check mark in it. Bar of Charles.
That's right.
$8.
I'm gonna get the Charleston Chew like check mark. There we go.
Does that Charleston Chew cost $8? That's
Yes.
Yeah.
Comes in a blue wrapper.
Yeah, sign up now. We'll send it right out to you.
So exclusive.
Try frozen.
Try frozen.
Put it in your smoothie.
Try it with some acai.
All right. So we're like at 2 hours, so I think we're going to try to wrap this up a bit. So anybody have some comments about the beers they had? I know we had some people had just Mad Elf. JHG, why don't we start with you? Anything you want to talk about beer-wise, and we'll move our way through.
Well, I said, Doug, did you say what you're watching?
Oh, I did. I talked about the Devil's Hour.
That's right. That's right. You did it first. That's what it was.
That shit is excellent.
Yeah.
I can't see that enough. JHG, what you got beer-wise?
Well,
just the Mad Elf.
We got the Mad Elf. Mm-hmm. That was nice and smooth. A very well balanced interpretation this year. I really enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. And Peanut Monster.
Fucking
from Wiley Roots.
Wiley Roots, baby. Yeah, nice.
Wiley Roots, I have to say, Wiley Roots
beer.
has been a go-to from the beer drop that I get. They have not had a miss for me as far as the brews that they've done. So this one actually, they say it has peanut, flour, marshmallow, and vanilla, and I taste them all in that. It's nicely balanced as far as the flavors are concerned. So those are my two.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, let's jump over to Rod. Rod, what do you got, man? You've been drinking some stuff with us. What you got besides?
Yeah.
Well, we've all had Mad Elf, but
so we all had the Mad Elf, so it was kind of a light beer session night for me there. So
we can just look at JHG the whole time. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
You can look at me all you want.
JHG, you should just like mouth the words that he's saying.
Bring it, Rod.
There we go.
So we've all had the Mad Elf pretty much, and then I had the Kaiser from Avery Brewing, which I'll have a review up on the channel at some point here. I got other stuff out there as well, but a nice Imperial Oktoberfest beer. So you don't see those.
I've never seen that before.
8% ABV and decent, smooth, malty, which you kind of expect. Oktoberfest beers. That's one of my lager styles I've come to enjoy a little bit more over the years with Oktoberfest. Merzens, not Marzens. A lot of people say Marzens, but it's actually Merzen. So it's a nice style. A little different than a Fest beer. Fest beer is a tapered down Merzen, but so very nice overall. We all know Avery does pretty good beers, even though people say, "Oh, they sold out now. They're under the big umbrella."
Oh, San Miguel. Oh my God.
Oh God, we're expanding.
I bet you some of the bitches got your Bourbon County today, though, didn't you? You don't mind them?
Yes.
Hey,
I don't support big beer, but I'll buy Bourbon County. Yeah.
Right. So some pretty good stuff there, and I'll be sharing other stuff on the beer channel. I just put up a video earlier before we did the show about the beer haul I did today. So some pretty good beers I picked up, and fun times, lots of beer. And of course, for me and Doug, who pops in there as well, and Steve and Greg, the great producer that he is, the Lags Libations Lost Saves.
You're here.
Second Wednesday of the month over on that channel. So that'll be something upcoming. We skipped this last month, and hopefully I'll be doing the news again with Steve. I have fun doing the news with Steve. We play well off each other, I think. So we have a good time. So Neither of us
appreciate
know
that.
what we're going to say going into it, but it seems to work out. So,
So while we're talking about other Daddy Porter Network shows, I think we need to call the cult bar here.
Yeah, we are. Let's get to. I want to get to the beers first. So Dan,
beers first, okay.
you go. Dan, you go, and then.
Oh, yeah, so
let's get to
Matt
Steph.
Matt Elf
After you, we'll get to
show.
Steve and his shitty opinions. So let's go to you first.
Oh, damn. So Matt Elf on the show again. It's super smooth this year. I love this year's. Before I got on the show, I was out. Before I had to have dinner right before we popped on here, so I was a little late. I apologize about that. But before that, earlier this afternoon, I was at Somerset Brewing over here in West Hempstead, New York, a relatively new brewery out here, and I was just drinking a ton of their Memphis, which is the remainder of their Meriton, as Rod was saying before. And yeah, dude, I just drank 4 or 5 glasses of that because it's just delicious as hell. It's malty goodness, and I just could not stop drinking it. So, but yeah, so it's a brand new. They're out there, they're doing their thing. It's tasty. They just laying down some Imperial Stout into Buffalo Trace barrels for release in late March. So, hoping to try that when it comes out. So,
Okay, how about you, Steve? Jump in with your awesome takes. Let's go.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. With the background chat, you bunch of fucking bitches. So Mad Elf of this year, which was actually very nice because it was not overbearing on the cherry. It felt like a nice balance between the honey and the sweet. I got to give a shout out to Clark, who was with us at the beginning of the stream, who picked up the Triple Nader from Tröegs, which is a brewery only selection. I love the Trogdinator, so the triple was awesome. It was delicious, and I was saving that for a special event that I saved for tonight, which has only turned to a fucking sour in my mouth by this point with the back end chat that's going on right now. But that's right.
All the Steve slander.
Hey, you know what? That's because my candy bars that my opinions that are right. Fuck every single one of you.
But Zach's not here. Zach's not here, so I have to ask. Do you guys know that there's a host?
Oh, he froze. Oh, he froze again. He froze again. Otherwise, I just got to say, Rod, I
would have asked the
you
elephant.
Because you always coming back. Doug, you're usually okay, but I don't know. I think you're just kind of like
I'm an enigma. I'm an enigma.
You are an enigma wrapped in
Edward Enigma.
I did see your picture in the dictionary next to it.
Enigma.
Yeah. But
Steven's take 5 hating biatch. Fuck you, Greg. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. Fuck you and your take 5. Your pretend candy. You're taking 4 candies put into one.
I just want to ask Steve the question that I'm sure many of us are thinking as he wears his Eagles hat. How the fuck did y'all lose to the Commanders?
I don't know, but what's the record? What's the record? I'm just asking what's the record, because at the same point it's like it doesn't really matter. As our state or at least city spokesman person said, Jason Kelsey, nobody likes us and we don't fucking care. So look at that.
I thought it was his big brother. I thought that was his big brother Travis.
No, because he barely has a winning record also. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
I mean, we don't need to.
Yeah. South Jersey, but I just had to ask the question.
That's okay. No, and not against you. Just I know I've seen the comments going along on the side there. Oh, he's an Eagles fan. Fuck me and fuck you too.
So for the record, if you ever want this crew back, we're collectively known as the Milk Dads.
Okay. Is that made in? Not I don't have an acronym. I'm not even going to make it up by this point.
All I want to know is if you grease the poles in Philadelphia year round, or if you just do that.
It won't make a difference. Whether or not the Phillies go, which is like once every decade, maybe. I mean, don't even pay attention to that. It's like baseball. I don't give a shit. There's no crying in baseball. No one's gonna do that.
Fair.
And then like what the Flyers, that's just fucking depressing. So at least in the end, we have the Eagles, and it may not be much, but it's something to us. So I'll take it. I'll take that.
Fair point.
No love
There
for the
you go. There you go.
76ers.
Worst comes to worst, I mean, we could be the Giants. I mean, that's just fucking depressing.
Yes. I
Or
don't
the
wanna talk
Jets,
about that
or
right
the
now.
Jets, or the Jets,
Or the Jets.
Yeah,
Or the
or the
Jets,
Jets.
yeah.
Pick one New York team,
Yep.
and you could be
or
that.
the Knicks.
Yes.
Again,
Yeah, fair.
a
That's
New
fair,
York
Doug.
team.
That's fair.
It,
Yeah.
it could be worse.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right.
New motto for Philadelphia. It could,
It could be worse.
It could be worse.
Yes.
I thought
like
that was always their motto, but okay. All right, so let me talk about my beers before we get sidetracked again. So all of these were good. Like I did not have a shitty beer. This was the one I had that was 2 years old from Mad Elf was surprisingly good. I was not holding out a lot of hope because I had aged one before, and a year after it tasted like medicine. This did not. This was a little malty, and the honey was a little more forward, like the sweetness at least. So this was decent. This is going to sound weird, but my second favorite was just a standard Mad Elf, which I agree was much smoother than last year's. Last year's is way too cherry forward, but this was a much better balanced version of it. And then my favorite one was the Rewind Lager. This is just a super delicious, solid fucking beer. This is something like year round you could drink, and it's just fucking great. So yeah, that's what I got. So listen, let's talk a bit before we go. I'd be remiss if Dan mentioned we are going to do a bit of a show takeover next week. We're going to do something that my friend Renee and I are passionate about. That's part of the Daddy Porter Network called the Cult Bar. We're going to talk about Nexium. So the Cult Bar is basically a show where Renee and I have themed drinks to the what cult we're talking about. Nexium is actually something that is listen, you could say every cult is fucked up. This is really fucked up. It's basically a human trafficking cult.
Right.
This is
my wife watches that.
So the Vow is the first season. So Renee and I are going to talk about the first season of that on Friday. And then on Wednesday, which is the first Wednesday of every month, the first Wednesday of every month is a Cult Bar Wednesday. That's when we broadcast. We do a live show just like we do here, just like Lags, Libations, and Lost Saves, just like Badger Beer Hour. We do a live show where we talk about this thing, and I'm really super looking forward to it because this one, like, it's one of those you watch and they do a great job of setting it up so it makes sense why people would get in it. And then when you get into it, you're like, oh my God, like what the fuck is this? And it is just, it is really messed up. I'm not going to get into details here because we're going to do that next week. So, hey, tune in because we want your comments. We want you to talk to us. We want you to say shit, make fun of us, fucking like ask questions. We want it all. Bring it in here. So yeah, next week we'll do that. Same time, Friday, 9 p.m. And then the week after that, then we'll be back to our normal regular scheduled program. So
you're doing that on next Friday on Daddy Porter's channel at 9?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I might have
sir.
my wife tune in because she watches.
Time
so I've
takeover,
never
baby.
seen it, but
What time on Wednesday, Doug?
We do the same time, 9 p.m. Wednesday as well. That's also a live show. That'll be season 2 of The Vow, which I have yet to watch because I want to rewatch the first season to, like kind of refresh my memory and all this stuff. Because with all the shit I watch, like by the time I watch it, like a week later, my brain has forgotten fucking 80% of it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Same.
So you're doing The Vow Wednesday or Friday?
We're doing both. At The Vow, there's season 1 we're doing on Friday, and we're doing season 2 on Wednesday.
Wait, Wednesday, Friday's after Wednesday.
No.
Okay.
This coming Friday, we're doing the first season. Then the Wednesday after that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do.
The first full week of December.
Yep.
Right.
So if you haven't, like, I don't know if any of you folks are like, I think you all heard me talk very passionately about this. This is something I find extraordinarily fascinating. My co-host Renee was in a cult.
Yep.
So she has like firsthand, like the first one we did was Sins of Our Mother, which is kind of tangential to cultism.
Yeah.
But she was part of the Latter-day Saints Mormon Church. So she knows how all that shit works. So like it took her some time to figure out how to process even just watching, and that was only a 3-episode show.
Right.
And just watching that and processing that it was Latter-day, she didn't know going in it was Latter-day Saint stuff. So for her, that was really hard watch because that was her upbringing.
Right.
So so just it's gonna be great. Renee is fucking awesome. I love her.
She's amazing.
She was a co-host last week when I was out. Just an awesome person and really super smart and funny, and it's going to be just great. So if you guys can tune in next week, I would greatly appreciate it. I know. And if you could join us for that, we have social media everywhere. Just look for the Cult Bar, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have all of that shit. We are not on Twitch because I don't really follow Twitch stuff all that much, but you can follow us there. We're going to be a little bit more engaged on that this week, trying to get more people to be involved and talk and chat with stuff, because that's what we want. We want conversation. We want people to talk to us and tell us what you think. What
exactly?
How you know how it is. You want people to, like, when we're on here and people are commenting and bullshit. That's the fun part. The fun part is just having people fucking chime in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're doing this live instead of like, we're going to eventually probably do it as a podcast. You can listen after the fact where it's not like on YouTube. But right now we just want to do it live because we think that's a bit different, because there's a million fucking cult, true crime fucking things.
Right.
Yeah. We want to be a bit different. We want to be live. We want to do it that way. So
thank
you. Yeah. So
Doug,
thank you. Yeah,
Doug, where's the vow at online to view?
That's on HBO. HBO Max.
HBO Max. Vow.
So
go check it out.
And even if you don't watch our show, I highly suggest you watch that show, because holy shit, that shit will make you go, "What the fuck?" Like, like you're watching and go, "Okay, I can see how you're getting there," and then you get to the point where shit really branches out, and you're like, "What?"
It's not just the Catholic Church anymore.
Where there no alarm bells going on? What the fuck? Like, wow.
Totally different story. Holy shit. That's awesome. Definitely need to check that
definitely.
out.
I'll let her know, because she watches it and she does podcasts and listening to it. So I'll let her tune in.
I also want to say we have the Watch OK Please podcast. We have Rajay Beer.
I just subbed to yours, Dan, too.
Thanks. No.
We have Rajay BeerVentures doing his beer reviews. Got to check that out because he's fucking smart as fuck. And then we have the SFR RPG, and goddamn it, I'm gonna forget the fucking name of it again.
So close to it. Super fun game review podcast. Let's go!
There you go.
So guys, check all that out. Seriously, the guys we have in here and everybody that chimes in, it's just fucking great. I appreciate you all. Love you all. Thank you for being on here and sharing this fucking ridiculousness with us. I really appreciate it.
And Manny says buy cereal, by the way.
Yeah.
You want to get yourself a Zero Bar.
Yeah, don't get a Zero Bar.
That ain't right. All right. That's rude.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining us here on Brothers and Booze. We look forward to seeing you next week with the Cult Bar Takeover. And thank you all for being here and sharing your beer opinions and your bad food opinions. Thank you.
All right. Fuck you.
Drink cereal, baby.